get it all.
Boom. So ain't
Now
nobody
I
in
think
here, but no, no,
that's where
no.
fear comes into play.
Absolutely.
They were always afraid of this. Like
Yeah, no.
people that thought like that.
Always.
I feel like
Absolutely.
with me, I like grew up around all cultures kind of
Yeah.
thing, so like I get everything, right? Like my mom was heavy, like my mom was mixed, so it wasn't like I'm like not even mixed, but like I am
Hmm.
mixed. I
Yeah.
get it all.
Yeah. Hey man, so that's how we gonna start off. Shout out
Yes.
to whoever may be lurking, you know what I'm saying? Shout out to everybody for tuning into the stream. You know what I'm saying? Shout out to everybody for tuning into the podcast. Big Irk Small Talks. I was about to say small episodes. Big Irk Small Talks, episode 6, man. We talking about racial and social issues. So the first thing I'm gonna ask, CSJ, I'm gonna just start with you. You know what I'm saying? I'm sorry you happen to
Alright.
be the minority in this circumstance. So do you feel like when you were younger versus now, do you feel like it's different being white?
Oh yeah.
How so? If you don't mind.
Well, growing up because the way that like I don't know. Because like a lot of people were kind of racist to me because they didn't really know like I don't know my background as much as I do. So like everyone's just be like, "Oh, what the hell is your background? Like you're white." And I'm like, "Well,
Automatically.
technically I am not white. Like I'm
Yeah.
mixed." So like it's just like I'm a mix of both. Like both. Like there's just like, how are you gonna be racist towards me when I'm not even doing anything? Like
Hmm.
Yeah.
just because of my color of skin doesn't mean anything, you know? Like it shouldn't be like that. It shouldn't. It should just be like we should all just accept each other in one way, you know? Like
Hmm.
Absolutely. Do
so
you
like for like me, like growing up, it was just like I got accepted. It wasn't that like I didn't like everyone would like be rude to me kind of thing. But like my family though, like my sister, she used to get bullied a lot too for her color because she's kind of darker than me. So it's just like uh mm,
what do you guys
it's
mix with if you
different,
don't mind me
yeah.
asking?
The thing is, we still don't know. It was like we did the DNA test before my mom passed away, the antrucy one. Like you just like spit
How was
into
that?
it. It was good. It kind of actually told us a lot more. She was there's this other I don't know what it was like another black culture kind of thing. I don't know all of them all of
Mm.
them, but like it was like something out there. Like she was like it was like 50%. So it's just it was kind of cool seeing it because like we don't know her backgrounds. Like my mom didn't even know her background. Like she's like all I know is like my dad was black and my mom was white kind of thing. Like
Yeah.
wasn't anything like that. Like so it was just she was just like she was like everyone thought she was more native. So everyone thought she was like, "Oh, is your mom native?" Like I was like, "No, like it's not like if anything it's my dad that's native."
Yeah.
But I don't know. More like I know my dad's side, like we're like Scottish, I think, or something like that, and kind of native. But like my mom's side, I had no idea because my mom was adopted too when she was a kid, so she like kind of met her birth parents, but didn't at the same time. So it's just like,
Kind of an
the fuck
unknown.
is our background?
Yeah.
We're unknown. We're real pretty. We're just out here.
Yeah.
No, I think growing up now it's a little bit different because all everything that's going on, the movements, Black Lives Matter, and all that stuff. My mom was really heavy into Black History Month, so she taught me a lot. So
That's far.
she was just like, "Don't be racist, whatever you do,"
Don't be
because like,
racist.
mom, literally, like my mom was like never like that either. Like she loved it all. Like she thought like she loved anything that had anything to do with Black history. She loved hip hop. She loved all that shit. She was because she just grew up on it, right? So it was just
Yeah.
like
It's part of her
she
culture in a way.
yeah. So she just like she's like this is my culture. You're learning it, and that's it. She's just like you're gonna love it, and that's it.
Yeah.
Like,
And
but
I think that's where I think it's really cool that you bring that up because you never say the N word Ever.
No, I would never. I would never. Unless, like, the only way I'm saying it is if I'm at a concert and I'm at, like, no one can hear me. I'm singing. I'm not, like, videotaping, but, like, I'm just vibing. It might slip out, but, like, I'm at a concert. Like, I'm just
Yeah.
singing the song. Like, it has nothing, like, I'm not the only white person there that's doing the same thing right beside me. So, like, I could be like, if I'm getting canceled, I'm gonna
Everybody's
cancel you
getting
too.
canceled. Yeah.
Right, because I'm not the only one. So
Exactly.
but I'm not gonna go out of my way and say it in front of everyone and be like,
And be that
this
guy.
isn't like, like I'm
Yeah.
not that type of person. Like maybe when I was probably like thinking I was cool and like in a gang and being like, yeah, but
Yeah.
like
And that's what.
like back then it was different, like it was just a group of my friends. It wasn't like we were going out of our way saying it to other people, like it's just like
It's different.
chilling with the whole right, like.
Yeah.
So it like I would never say it. Out of like despite anything like that, even if I was mad or anything, I would never say it. My mom taught me to never say that word. She's like, don't ever say that word.
And it's just a respect thing. It's a respect
Right.
thing.
Right. And
Yeah.
like that's why I respect everyone. If you respect me, I respect you. Like it would be like if someone was calling me a faggot. Like
Yes.
say F word. Like,
Yes.
you know what I mean? Like it's like you can't like
You can't take it back.
right.
You can't take
Like,
it back.
you
It's done.
can't just say something to me and then I'm gonna say something back rudely to you. I'm just gonna be like, okay.
Like whatever. Like yeah.
Like I'm still not gonna go out of my way.
Yeah. I think it's funny that you said that. First, I'm going to say shout out to Vasai for coming through and dropping the biddies. I see he also came through. I assume J Charms is having audio issues right now or something is going on. So we're going to give her a second to, you know what I'm saying? Like, we're going to let her do her thing. So, J Charms is still here for all intents and purposes for everyone who's viewing. But she's trying to get her situation figured out. And so shout out to Slayer, you know what I'm saying? Coming through, dropping the yo. But I think it's really funny that you say that. You don't really say things out of spite. Because I love when white people call me the N-word. Because I'd be like, shut up, you're white. And I think it's so
Yeah,
funny. I think it's so
literally.
funny to say that. Like, I think it's funny because I've been like, at the same time, trying not to say that. Because as offended as I get when people say, like, yo, like, you're the N-word or woo woo, I can imagine there are some white people somewhere who are listening and going, like, okay, like, I'm white. Like, how is that an insult? You know what I'm saying? Like the same way I feel, there's definitely people on the other side feeling the same way. So I do have been trying to be more conscious about how I speak to. For a long time in my life, this is all part of it. I didn't care how I talked to white people and how white people felt, because I'm like, bro, I'm black. Like everything I'm going through is way worse than what you're going through. Like why would I care about how I'm, you know what I'm saying, talking about you or how you feel or what, blah blah blah? Because I'm like as a whole, the black struggle in how I feel as a black person is so much more important. Not thinking about the individual person day to day. Like, I can be as mad as I want, but, like, how am I going to be like, yo, CSJ, like, shut up, you're white. But it's like, what is that? What is my anger with the white people who have treated me a certain way to make me have this scope? What do they have to do with you? You know what I'm saying? Like, what does that have to do with you? And I feel like a lot of people don't understand that, how to separate racial issues from their different races of friends. You know what I'm saying? Like I have. Petty, you're muted. There we go.
Oh, am I?
No, you're good now. You're good now.
I was like, that's perfect. Though, but that goes back to say a lot of times we make things about race and it's really about socioeconomics.
Mm-hmm.
And like I think a lot of times, like I was fortunate to grow up with diverse friend groups because I was the black kid who acted really white, as they would say.
Facts.
So a lot of I was kicking it with them, but really these is my cousins I'm tutoring to help them pass because we all on the track team. But when I'm really in class and the guys that I'm really vibing with are the guys who are of different racial descent. I got white friends. My white friend, I come to find out on paper, it looked like he make a whole lot of money, but Buddy is really like his parents are struggling to keep the roof they have and sustain what they have.
Yep.
And sometimes because of what it comes off and what people think he should have, you start looking at it like this. Yo, my situation is not fair, and neither is yours, but why is that? Because, like you said, on paper, you look like you should have everything, but you don't.
But you have
it's the
nothing.
Socioeconomics of all these things. Sometimes, yes, a lot of the black people's socioeconomic status was preset there with racial issues.
Mm-hmm.
But nowadays, as we make these improvements and we make these changes, we got to start thinking, how do we change the money situation so that no longer holds any weight? Because I think that is one of the last things holding racism on. Yo, We just, as a whole, don't sometimes bring as much money to the table and back home as we can, as I see them do over there.
Exactly. Exactly. Money is a big factor. Welcome back, J Charms.
Hey, sorry about that. Phone died.
Nah, you're
It
good.
be
You're
like,
good. It do be like that. But yeah, money, man, money and economics, all of that really is the reason why racism is a thing that it is. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, it's why it still exists as it is. Because, of course, racism is a thing because blah, 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 slavery, okay, whatever. You know what I'm saying? Like, not whatever, but you know what I'm saying? Like, yeah, like, okay, that's a thing. But you know what I'm saying? Like, as a whole, I've noticed a lot more white people trying to be, and you know what's crazy? It's not even just white people, because black people are discriminated against by everybody. And it's crazy because everybody's also trying to make a conscious effort to just treat everybody better. You know what I'm saying? Like, Asians are trying to get better treatment. Black people are trying to get better treatment. Hispanics are trying to get better treatment. There are poor white people trying to get better treatment, because I started to notice that poor white people get regarded like minorities in America. They don't even treat poor white people like they're white. Poor white people get treated like minorities. They don't even get looked at the same. You know what I'm saying? They call them like hicks and like stuff like that, like hillbillies and stuff like that. That they don't even get treated like people. You know what I'm saying? Like, money will really make you treat people like they don't exist, or like they're fucking, you know what I'm saying? Like they're trash. You know what I'm saying? And it makes people want to be racist. It makes people want to go, oh, that white person has more. Like, nah, fuck white people because that white person has more. Or like, fuck black people because this black person did this to me. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, shit like that really makes you look at like one race as a whole like differently when money comes into play, because like that's really the thing that rules everybody's life, and it's fucked up.
and that's part of the cycle. That's part of the cycle. If
Mhm.
you're
The
so
system.
focused on blaming it on that particular race, then you are actually realizing that it's a lack of money being flown around. They could just keep doing what they want. They
Exactly.
can continue this same cycle because it feeds itself. It's a monster that feeds itself.
Exactly.
It's when you start thinking outside of that and you start saying, all right, why is this like this? And can we change that? Yeah, we can. We just have never asked.
We can.
Because
We
we
just
were
never
asking
asked.
for other things. And that's not to say those things didn't need it to be demanded. It's just now it's like you have to think times are evolving and we have to evolve as well. We
Yeah.
have to think differently to
Yep.
different scenarios.
Yep. Real shit. Shout out to Granny for the 100 biddies. Yeah, I appreciate you stopping by. We be doing podcast day. Shout out to everybody for coming through, man. Episode 6, Big Irk Small Talks. Shout out to Petty Pistol Papa. Shout out to J Charm. Shout out to CSJX 905. We gonna put the numbers in so y'all know that's her at name to follow all of these people. Their at names are right there. If y'all want to follow them on Twitch, we all do everything. You know what I'm saying? But we talking about social and racial issues right now. You know? So asking CSJ how, you know what I'm saying, different it was to be white versus then versus now. I'm also going to ask you guys, how different is it to be black now versus how different it, like how it was when we were younger?
How is it different from when we was younger?
Yeah, like how, you know what I'm saying? How different is it now to be black than it was, you know what I'm saying, like maybe 10 years ago?
I think it's a whole different environment now. I think with social media coming into play and information being so easy to access, everybody getting an opinion on what's going on and everybody gets a voice with social media, I think it's just a whole different environment. Back in the day, it wasn't too much action. And I think everybody now is involved. Everybody's what you want to say, woke.
Yeah, everybody's a social
Everybody's
warrior.
trying to get into the whole trend of being inclusive, and representation is everywhere now. It's just
Yes,
it's a whole different environment now.
it's true.
hmm
It is an
Like, I
entirely
see
different
way more
environment.
representation now.
Say it one more time, please.
I said I see way more representation on TV, in the magazines, everywhere. I see way more
Absolutely.
representation.
Absolutely. Izzy and I talk about that a lot. It's easier to be black now. Like, honestly, like it's easier. Like when I was in high school and middle school, like it was so much pressure on me because I was like in smart classes and like all of that. So it was so much pressure on me to be like the black kid that is getting all A's or all A's and
I'm
B's,
raising
and
my
like,
hand.
you know what I'm saying? Like, and I'm doing all of these sports every season so I can get into college and I can take my family out the hood. And it's like, it was so stressful. It was so stressful. Now it's like, I can just exist because I see, like you said, social media is such a big factor. I see 1,000 other black people struggling, just trying to exist. So it makes it easier for me to go, okay, I'm not the only one not understanding, you know what I'm saying, quote unquote, how to be black. Because my grandma and my family members have such a precedent for how I should carry myself as a black person, the things that I should be doing for myself and my people, maybe. You know what I'm saying? And it's like, excuse me. And it's like, damn, like, it was so much harder to just exist back then than it is now, because you can, like, you know what I'm saying? Like, now everybody has that I don't give a fuck attitude, because we all have that attitude. If you know what I'm saying, once one person sees the other person is saying like, fuck my family, I can do what I want, everybody else is saying the same thing. And they're saying like, fuck my family, fuck society, whatever the case may be. It makes it so much easier to be black now because you can do what you want. Truly, you can always do what you want when you're black, because you know what I'm saying, you're gonna get treated how you treated. But now it's easier to be content with that as a black person myself, as an individual. With some days I wake up and I don't do shit. And my family members can't relate because they're so stuck on being the productive black person, which I will never take away from them. But they don't have time to sit down and just exist and feel how they feel and get into their emotions and think about, how do you feel? How do you feel after working 40 days straight, no break? You taking every OT you can get. How does it feel? They don't have the opportunity to think about that. And it's like, it's amazing that
I think back then you just kept going.
you just move. You just move. You know what I'm saying? Like, even that, it's crazy because we inadvertently taught my mom that. Coming down here, when we got down here, my mom was so used to go. When we got down here and she saw you can still sit and really maintain your time and your sanity, it changed her whole perspective. You know what I'm saying? Like, it's crazy the difference in generation, because being black then versus being black now, even only like 10 years ago, I'm 24. When I was 14, it was hard as shit to be black. I didn't think about it back then because I'm just trying to survive. But now I think about it and I'm like, damn, I really can breathe now. I really can sit and just and be good. It's crazy.
Yeah.
It's crazy.
I think it's hard for me. Like, when I was younger, I did a lot of speech competitions. I did a lot for the American Legion. I can't tell you how many I lost though, because not only was I like the poor country kid from like out back in the boonies, but I was black. I can tell you, I can list off a few, but I don't even feel like giving them a platform to say, yo, we know for a fact we lost there because I was black.
Yeah.
And like going from that to where I am now, like, it's almost like they're a joke now. And I think the idea that, okay, where I had to walk away from those situations and just be like, all right, you know, it is what it is. Now you make a statement about that, and at least people turn their head and look at it.
Yep. Yep.
It's easier to call them out. It's easier to call them out. Like, I was in the situation where I was so angry. I'm in the car crying because I'm like, yo, I know I was good enough.
Yeah.
I know for a fact I was, and everybody else knew it too. I had his parents clapping for me. But because I was black, I didn't get that plaque. And so it, like, at that time, there was nothing you did. We went home and we kept it mushing, and we went to the next one. So now it's like, I see that happen to people now, and they say something, and it works. There's movement to be had.
Mm-hmm.
In these days, it is a little bit easier. It's easier in the sense that if you're not lazy about it, because I think sometimes we are so quick to just write it off and be like, oh, that is what it is.
Yep.
Instead of saying something, especially when we should, it does just kind of fall through the cracks.
Mm-hmm.
But if you're on it and you're like, hey, I'm in that shit, I stand on it, 10 toes, and you're calling, now people are moving a little bit.
Yeah, it's a call to action.
Mm-hmm.
Yes.
Call to action. Real shit. Once you get people to see your way, because if you think about it, that's all it is to be a human being. That's all it is to form an opinion. That's all it is to be the president. That's all it is to be the mayor. It's to get people to see your way. That's all it is to get through life, is to get people to see your way. How do you get a job? To get somebody to see you're good enough. How do you get that apartment? to showing them, you know what I'm saying, I make enough money, I do blah blah blah. It's always showing people your way, you know what I'm saying, and it's crazy because in some ways now it's easier to show people how it is to be black. Like now it's easier to say like, hey, you can get this job and I can't because I'm black. And you can trace that shit. You can say, well, we both wore a suit and tie. We both worked at McDonald's. We both went to the same amount of schooling. We both had the same amount of time at these jobs, blah blah, whatever the case may be. Resume's the exact same, down to the periods. But you got the job and I didn't. Why? Because I'm black. Because it doesn't make no sense no other way. We got the same exact credentials. You know what I'm saying? And the worst part is when these jobs will have space for both of you. That's when you really start to feel like, you know what I'm saying? Like, well, now shit is stacked against me. Because I done went up for a few jobs where they was hiring multiple people. And I noticed only the black people didn't get hired. You know what I'm saying? It starts to make you feel like, what the fuck? But now it's not like that because we like, yo, you didn't hire me because I'm black. And I will tell everybody if you don't get that shit situated. And motherfuckers is scared of that. Yeah.
Oh, they are.
Motherfuckers is scared of that.
How much power a Facebook post sometimes has. And does it irritate my soul when people go out there ranting about the most mundane of things? Yeah, a little bit. But sometimes I love to see a company in there responding to a racist comment like, yep, they were racist in this restaurant. Yeah. Yo, look at Applebee's. Look at them. Look at them. Look at them scrambling.
Real
What
shit.
you gonna say to that?
What you gonna say to that?
Funny.
It's right there. What you gonna do?
Here at Applebee's, this is not to say Applebee's is racist, but this is just an example. This is just, hey, you know, that's what you're seeing, and it's kind of, it's funny to me.
Yeah. It's funny because it's also funny because with all of the things on the internet, you also see where a lot of people stand. Like, you know how much money Chick-fil-A puts and I say puts, not was putting, because still does, puts into anti-black and anti-LGBTQ foundations?
Yeah.
Bro, I got homies I don't talk to because yo, I'm about to go get Chick-fil-A. You want something? Nah, bro, now we can't speak. Because if you, like, stand on that shit, bro, seriously, because that's my life right there we talking about. If the country flipped and everybody who had money was really was going door to door putting people in jail for being gay or for being black or whatever the case may be, niggas, half of these people would never see most of us again. But you put money into their hands so that way when the world flipped, they could do shit like that. Nah, we can't be cool, bro. No, we can't be friends. No, people think it's that small, bro. I snapped on my one homie who I've been friends with him since middle school. One day he just talking about Chick-fil-A, yeah, woo. I'm like, bro, shut the fuck up. Shut up. Stop talking to me about Chick-fil-A like this is so funny, bro, because it's not. This is shit that
Don't support that.
Yeah, man, we don't support that, bro, because if you support these things, you're supporting shit that don't have that's really targeting me and who I am as a person. You know what I'm saying? A lot of people, social media really made me realize that a lot of, all skin folk ain't kinfolk. Because a lot of people don't care about nothing. And I can't live that way, bro. I care about shit. I care about my community. Both the LGBTQ and my black community. I care about both. I won't give my life up for nothing, really. I'm not that type of person. I gotta live for things. But, if you know what I'm saying, theoretically, I'll give up my life for these communities. You know what I'm saying?
For this cause.
Yeah, we can't play like that, bro. I can't fuck with people who can't, you mean, so, all in the end, social media makes you realize that people don't really stand
not
on
for you.
Yeah, they don't stand on the things that they should, which makes them not for you. Because if people can't, if you standing in a line for what's wrong and what's right to you, and you see your homie in 4 different lines, you know,
And you ask them about it, and they really standing on them.
okay, now you know.
All right.
Now you know. Shout out to Star for coming through. We gonna rock to the next question before I get more offhand with that. You really touched me with that one because I really hate social media, bro. I really do, because social media is so fake. It's so fake, and it's so fake, and it's so real.
When I say you have to adapt how you do things, I'm being honest with you. I hate marches and I hate protests. You know why? Because in the era of time we're in, it's gotten to the point where it's so grandiose. There are so many people who are in the cause for none of the right reasons that are doing things, and now they're a representation of what y'all are about.
Fair.
And that's the thing about
Very
who
fair.
you are. It's at this time where, because social media is so big, you have to be careful how you organize and do things. And you got to be creative and think a little bit outside the box. We can't keep doing the same thing we've been doing for 50
Over
years
and over and over.
expecting a different result.
Yeah,
We've done it.
that is
Done it.
very
We've done
fair.
the people.
Now,
we've done
now
the
we got to either
people,
advance it, change it, flip it, or do something else.
something. Yeah.
Very true. I never really thought about it like that because I love protests. I would never go to one because like I said, in my life, I value
Exactly
it.
why.
Yeah,
they need
Canada
to go.
protesters
We
are
love them.
wild right now.
They're wild. The Canadian protest is going
Yes,
crazy.
they're dangerous.
Dangerous,
Not
bro.
to say all protests are dangerous, but when you get these massive crowds amassed, and I know what you're thinking, we finna have the Martin Luther King March again.
Yeah.
No,
It sounds
we're
nice.
not.
Is Martin Luther King alive right now? No.
No.
We got to do something different, bro. I think that a lot. Whenever I think about protests, I think like, damn, like I love the idea of this, but people are always getting hurt. Like I know that we
Yeah.
have to do something, bro, but can we do something that don't get people hurt? Can we do something that's
We
not
don't know.
getting people hurt?
How about we
We don't know
educate
why
our young
everyone's in
people
there.
and teach them how to
Exactly.
be better leaders so they can implement and infiltrate the political system?
The-
How about we sit up and we
Yes.
invest our time in tutoring these young kids and changing our own communities? How about you organize some people to go out there and clean up trash in your local neighborhood? How about you organize some of your well-off members in your community to come back and give back a little bit? That's motivating movement and creating a movement with a group of people, not us sitting up here and now we got 50 of the 1,000 like doing crazy shit that's not a representation of what the 1,000 are over here doing.
Yeah. Very true.
How do you guys feel about the Cal Rittenhouse getting off? Do you guys know about that?
I
that
mean,
story?
he was going to get off. What? I don't
Yeah.
I'm gonna keep it honest, bro. I don't understand why we think that white people are gonna get justice in situations like these, bro. Why?
Wait.
If the whole courtroom is white, if everybody who's in charge of this is white, bro, why do we think he's gonna get off?
Again, it's not for us.
It's not for us, bro. If I was in that courtroom and the person in the stand was black and everybody's black, what do you think I'm gonna do? I'm gonna try and protect my people, bro. That's what people do. That's what you do for your race. Whether you think about it or not, you're always gonna do what you can to protect your race, bro. So yes, they're gonna help this little 20, however old he is, because they think he got potential. They think he's got potential to be somebody who can really lead their race to something different. So yes, they're gonna let him get off. I don't understand why people think that just because a million people have the idea that somebody's wrong, that he's wrong to everybody. No, a million people think he's wrong, but guess what? 2 million people think he's right. So do the math. It sucks though. It sucks. It really does, because he didn't deserve to get off. That nigga should be behind bars because, you mean, he really went there with the intention to murder somebody. Those were his full intentions. He went there to murder somebody. He didn't go there to help nobody out. He didn't go there to be some type of
He
peacekeeper.
didn't
No.
come to March.
No. He
Yeah.
went there to go hurt somebody. So, yeah, like, it's crazy that he got off, I guess, but not really because... What you like?
Normal.
All you have to do is go on Google, look up all the cases before him. What was the dude? The dude who shot up the movie theater. What happened to him? Didn't he get like Burger King and shit? Like, come on, bro. Even the worst of them are gonna get that type of treatment because it's all about preserving your race, bro. And at the end of the day, if you're not somebody like CSJX, if you're not somebody like, if you know Spicy Chat, Spicy, somebody who really is for everybody, not just your race, everybody, you're gonna get that, bro. You're gonna get that. And I don't think it's anything wrong with being for your race as long as you're not racist. You know what I'm saying? I really don't. I'm for my race all the way. I'm gonna do everything I can to advance black people. But I don't hate white people. I'm not a racist, but I'm gonna put black people before anybody, of course. Of course. If I got an opportunity, I'm gonna give it to somebody black before somebody white, of course. But that's what it is to do for your community. I really feel that way. And a lot of white people feel the same way. That's pride. Yeah. That's that. It's not white power, but that's that white pride. I was shout out to Soft White Underbelly, bro, because a lot of those interviews put me on a lot of good information. They interviewing these racist ass Ku Klux Klan members who think they're not racist, but are giving really like dropping good information. They're like, yeah, I don't hate black people, but I'm gonna do what I can for my white people. It made me think, bro. I'm thinking the same shit every single day. Does that make me racist? Nah. It just makes me somebody who wants to do what I can for my people, and a lot of white people feel the same way, which is why if I don't know for a fact you're a cool white person, I kind of stay away from white people, because you know what I'm saying. Like I said, they treat poor white people like they're not even white. Those type of white people can't be. You know what I'm saying. You can't. If you can't trust your own people, who can you trust? And a lot of white people can't trust each other. You know what I'm saying? I noticed that. So it makes me feel like, you know what I'm saying? If I don't know you personally, it's hard for me to feel like, you know what I mean? But that's how a lot of white people feel too. Which is why I be like, hey, we all just trying to exist out this bitch. Like, everybody just has an opinion. What can you do? You know what I'm saying? Everybody's just trying to live and do what they do right by what they think is right. Unfortunately. A lot of people just take that to the extreme. You know. It's drama queens everywhere. It sucks. Like, you know, drama queens everywhere. So, that's crazy, bro. But, all right, so I guess that leads me into my next question. How do you feel about black on black crime? And CSJ, how do you feel about, like, white on white crime? I know, it's a weird question. It's
I feel like
vague.
it's the same, because, like J Charm says, it's like everyone's influence from like social media and stuff like that. Like,
Yeah.
but like I will say though, like I feel like a lot of white people do get off more, like get like away with stuff more because of their color, you know? Like, I've seen it, obviously, it's all over TV, it's all, like, I've watched crime documentaries, so, like, I know, I have friends that, like, literally got murdered, so it's just, like, I know, like, and, like, white people, and, like, I feel like the system here is, like, broken, of course, like, everyone's like, oh, Canada's, like, so, like, organized, and blah, blah. Like,
That's
no.
what I thought, yeah.
There's so much fucked up shit in Canada that like a lot of people don't really know. Like we do have black on black crime though. Like Toronto is filled with it. Like I'm not saying it isn't, but there is white crime, white on white crime. There is white people just going around fucking shooting people for no reason. Like there's like a lot of incidents like that is just like what the fuck. Like but like I don't look at the person. Like, you know, like I don't care what color you are. I'm more, in fact, about, like, what the fuck is going on. Like,
Yeah,
I
what's
just
going
want to
on in
know
the
what the
world.
crime is on about. But, like,
Yeah.
if you're white or black, but I know what's going to happen. Like, if you're, like, some people get sentenced to life. Some people get, like, 10 to 15 years. And, like, just because, like, how it happened or, like, sometimes it's the color. Like, and you can see it. Like, and the court's not going to be like, oh, it's because of their, like, obviously say it, but, like, it's just, like, we know.
Like we know.
Like, we ain't stupid, but, like, I feel like it's mutual. Like, it's, like, the same kind of thing, like, white on white crime, and, like, it's, like, basically the same shit. Like, because, like,
Parallel.
it's, like, I feel like it's influence, too. Like,
Yeah.
but I just feel like it's, like, more, like, I feel like white people are just fucking crazy. You're just some wild fucking people. But like I'm not saying like, but like, yeah, I don't know.
That's the power of
I feel like it's a
privilege.
mutual thing. Yeah.
That's the power
What
of
you're
privilege.
saying, like it's mutual. I feel like it's
Yeah.
what is being broadcasted on the news. Because honestly, what are the real numbers? Like at the end of the day, it's what they choose to prioritize and put on the news. But it's really what makes a group of people decide to like create crime and violence. The
Yeah.
situation
Right.
they're all sitting in, the dynamics around them. If this person feels like when they go outside, they're fighting for their life because they basically are, because there's so much poverty around that people are having to commit crimes to create any type of like revenue.
Yeah.
They are in a jungle. This is what they're gonna do. I don't think it really depends on the race. I think that's what happens when you put
Period.
human beings in that situation.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I absolutely agree. Yeah, I think all crime is the same. Filled the fuck up full of innocent people, by the way. But hey, you know what I'm saying? I'm filled up with a whole bunch of drug dealers.
Yep.
And
And funding for the prison, it's madness.
Oh my gosh, the prison, like we used to talk about the school to prison pipelines and
It's
just how
insane.
much money you're worth as a human being in the prison as opposed to being on the streets. And that was like when I was like 16, 17. I could only imagine what it's evolved to now.
Bruh, you're worth so much money in prison. That's
My
why
God.
I try to stay away from cops. I try to stay away from the cops, boy, because you are worth so much money in prison. So much money. You worth so much
Look at
more
the
in prison than out.
help.
Yes,
It's all
bro.
designed to make you give up money and go sit. Like the bail bond
Yes.
system is something I absolutely cannot stand. The idea that you're basically giving your life in contract to somebody for a massive amount of money that shouldn't be. First of all, like petty thefts should not be charged as much as they are, and then we're paying 10% in collateral. All of this to basically enslave yourself to a loan.
Yes.
House that
And
I
at
worked for my
at
whole
their
life.
selection, yes.
I'm telling you, bro. It's madness. It's madness. That shit is. Crime is
It's
crazy.
built to keep us on the bottom.
Yes, absolutely. It's built to
Whole
keep poor people poor and minorities fucked up.
Hmm.
Yeah. So, what's it like to be black? CSJ, what's it like to be white? From your personal scope of things. What's it like for you guys to be in your, you know what I'm saying, in your skin?
Well, for me, since that, like, I'm more going towards the LGBT, not more of, like, the white, like, color. But, like, I feel like, because, like, my pronouns really get everyone kind of thing, because no one knows my pronouns, obviously. Like, if I'm
Yeah, you
out in
threw
the
me at
streets,
first
like,
too.
I feel like I'm fighting for my life, but, like, it's more because of, like, gay rights. Like
Yeah.
more because of like it's not because of my skull, like because of my skin or anything like that. Like I feel like I'm
Because
like
of who you are.
I'm safe, but like it's just who I am.
Mm-hmm.
Like not a lot like for instance, like when I used to go out to the bars and stuff like that, obviously like like I would go out with my boys. So like it's just like sometimes the boys would get into beef and it's just like, well, what the fuck am I still a female, guys? Like
Bro, that's
so like
me.
if they
That's
touch me
me.
in a way, like they don't know that like they think I'm a guy, but like
Yeah.
I'm not. Like I'm still legally female. Like still like it's if it's on my health card and if it's on my fucking birth certificate, I'm still a female. You know, like I didn't switch my gender or switch my not my gender, sorry. Switch my sex kind of thing. Like I
Yeah.
didn't go out of my way to go switch it on to my cards and stuff like that. I know I'm still a female, and I know like if you touch me, you're fucked. Because I could still like you
Yeah.
still either way. Because like yeah, like the boys would obviously roll out. Like they wouldn't like my boys would obviously know like they're not no one's gonna touch me kind of thing because like I'm still a female, but like they treat
Yeah.
me as like the boys. Like I'm still like
Yep. Same.
you know. So it's just
I'll
like
be that guy
I
to
feel like
find
I
out.
right. Like I feel like I'm just like it's more like I'm fighting. Like I'm just more scared because of like my sexuality and stuff like that. Because no one really knows who I am.
Yeah.
So it's just like kind of it's hard, but like I still at the end of the day I don't really care what you think of me. You
Yeah.
know. But it's just like sometimes it's like fuck. Like you get like I feel like me and you like we get like that like we go outside and we're like fuck like die or something.
Yeah, I'm
Someone will
like,
come up and like
can I
'cause-
just exist
just 'cause-
today?
yeah like just
Yeah.
because like it doesn't matter like people are homophobic too, so it's just like you don't know, so it's just
Yeah.
like fuck like you gotta like bite your tongue sometimes and
Yeah.
like walk around eggshells and it's just like fuck like
Bro,
but I
Izzy and I
just
talk
feel like
about like going to other countries and shit, and we be like,
That's-
nah, they're homophobic. Nah, they're like, we can't
Yeah,
go nowhere.
yeah,
that
that's
shit is
what-
whack.
yeah, that's why I'm like fuck
Yeah.
like I can literally never leave Canada because of like how I am. Like I really want to travel, I really want to go, but like
I want to travel so bad.
some places are just like
Fuck around and get
they
killed.
literally hate us. Like they
Yeah.
literally fucking hate us.
'Cause
Like
I'm
you can't
gay.
go there.
And they
Yeah,
want to kill me
like-
because I'm gay. Man, go fuck yourself, bro. That shit is crazy.
What the fuck you seeing me for?
Like, I'm just trying to take a picture of the wildlife.
Bro, real shit.
Really?
That's why I don't like to make a big deal of like of my pronouns and shit. Cause I'm like, bro, as soon as you find out my pronouns, now you're gonna start acting weird. Like I'm just a
Weird,
human
yeah.
being. Like I'm just trying to exist in this bitch. Like I'm not even trying to be on all of that, bro. Like, can I,
Being weird.
bro? You
What
being
does it matter?
weird.
Do they need to know? I knew you for how
Little
long,
Kimmy.
and it was a privilege, and you gave the information up. Honestly, you was irked. Okay. All right.
I'm
cool.
irked, bro.
Don't
Why?
irk.
What we need the rest for, bro? Real shit. What do we need the rest
And
for?
then decide why we was cool. We was already cool, so I guess
We was already cool, bro. We was already cool. Not to mention, most niggas be terrible people. I don't even be trying to be, you know what I mean? I'm not trying to align myself with neither. I'm just trying to be. I'm irk. My pronoun is irk. You know what I mean? Don't call me nothing. Because then people start to get to talking about how shitty niggas are, and they want to start looking at me. I'm just here, bro. Like, I'm just here. Like, you know what I mean? People start getting, I'm like, bro, I promise it's not me. Like, I'm just here. I'm just irk. Like, just irk. Yeah, that's funny, though. But, to reel it back in from all of that. CSJ, I did not mean to interrupt you. I just thought, oh, that was so funny. You know what I mean? I be forgetting. You know what I mean? Sometimes you say stuff and I be like, damn, you speaking right from my brain. Like, that's crazy. So, yeah. Man,
Feel that? Feel that?
you know.
CSJ be a real one.
Real shit.
Facts.
I definitely feel like being black is, first of all, shout out to Messiah. He said he had a little cameo. I missed it. I probably was sparking the weed. But shout out to him for the 35 biddies. You know what I'm saying? You the GOAT. Yo, shout out to Views for stopping by while we talk about racial and social issues. My fucking guy. We feeling good, man. Shout out to Star for coming through. We feeling good. I didn't mean to not answer you. I just didn't want to interrupt while we were, I didn't want to interrupt the point. But to reel back to the question that I asked everybody how it is to be in their skin, you know what I'm saying, how it is to be black and how it is to be white. I feel like I love being black, bro. That's my favorite thing. My favorite thing. Like, real shit. The only thing I gotta do on this planet is stay black and die. I really feel that. I really live by that. Like, I love being black. It's amazing. Like, I don't know. It's something about knowing how much that my people have been through. And then also being here and having been through so much as an individual that makes me appreciate, you know what I'm saying, like, the things that I have. You know what I'm saying? Like, I know a lot of my white homies feel like everything is just predestined for them. You know what I'm saying? Like, everything is just set up. Like, I got a lot of white homies who were born into money. You know what I'm saying? Like, they're good. Like, they don't have to worry about shit. Like, it's smooth sailing for the rest of their lives for them. And it's cool, but they have a lot of identity issues because they don't know who they are. You know what I'm saying? Like, they've had everything given to them. They've never had to pick anything. It's always been here for their whole lives, so they don't know who they are. You know what I'm saying? And I feel like being black, you're kind of blessed with that. You have to figure out who you are as you go through life. Unless you really were born with some cheese. A lot of black people are lucky in that way. Shout out to them. You know what I'm saying? You ain't had to do what we had to do. Blessings. But, you know what I'm saying? Like, I feel like it's that gift that you get being able to become your own person, like, and just finding yourself throughout the way that I really cherish about, you know what I'm saying, being black and growing up in a family that I did. Because my dad's side of the family don't really care. Like, they just live. Being black is just like a regular day to them, you know what I'm saying? They're not really pressed. But on my mom's side of the family, like, my grandma, like, I got a book from her, From Babylon to Timbuktu. I stole that shit right off her shelf, full of books on black culture and black identity. You know what I'm saying? Like, she's heavy on that shit. Since I remember, she's been talking about, you know what I'm saying, reminding me of my blackness. I used to color and draw a lot, and I would do, like, you know, like the little Disney princess books. And she would be like, why you make the bitch white with blue eyes? Why you ain't make her brown with blue eyes? Like, why you ain't, you mean? She'd be like, why you can't make them black? Like, you don't see, you know, I'd be like, cause she's white on TV. She'd be like, you never seen no black, you mean, she never really paid attention to TV like that. She'd be like, you never seen no black princess? I'm like, they all white. What you want me to say? Like, I don't know. I don't care. Like, it's whatever to me. You know what I'm saying?
Back to representation.
Representation. I never really thought about it until she would make me do stuff like that. So I always saw that in myself. You know what I'm saying? Whenever it would come to coloring stuff and like shit like that, she would always make sure that I saw that in myself. That I always saw you know what I'm saying, my blackness as something that was highly esteemed. You know what I'm saying? She made sure, like, the first play I ever saw was The Lion King, and it was a cast full of black people. Fucking phenomenal. It made me realize black people are really talented. All that shit you get to discover throughout life, you know what I'm saying? Like, that shit was really, it's a blessing. It made me realize being black is amazing to wrap it all up. You know what I'm saying? Like, that shit is lit.
Being black is amazing. Like I have so much pride in my people. Like we are so creative, so creatively strong. We persevere throughout everything. We've made it so far. I think being a black woman is it's hard. I think we didn't have a lot of representation, like I said earlier. We had to create that hole for us to be in. I think we're expected to be like strong, and it's hard to be vulnerable sometimes.
Yeah.
I think I've always been taught you got to be strong, you got to keep going.
Yeah.
And I think nowadays it's a little easier. Sit back and reflect like on things that I went through. But I think being a black woman is amazing. Nothing like it.
It's true. I think it's interesting that you, Petty, I'm sorry, not to interrupt you if you were about to speak, but I think it's interesting that you said being a black woman is hard. Because when I was younger, that took a big part of me going, damn, like I would rather identify myself as a man. Because I'm like, being a black woman is so hard. Like I like every day I'm like, damn, like this is so hard. Like this, I always gotta, this dude is hitting on me and this person is saying this and this person is looking at, like I used to hate that shit. Like it used to really make me, like I really used to battle with that a lot when I was younger, like hating myself because of how other people would, you know what I'm saying, like perceive me and how other people would treat me as a black woman. You know what I'm saying? It would make me like, just be like, bro, like I'm not cool with this. Like I don't wanna be this anymore. And it made me feel like I don't have those identity issues anymore. Like now I know I'm just trying to exist. Like period. I don't want any stipulations from either. But when I was younger, it was so hard. Like I always seen black men in such a highly esteemed light. I'm like, damn, I want that. Like what the? I don't want all the troubles that come with being a black woman. I want all of the hype shit. I want all of this. I want all of the, you know what I mean? Like everything that comes with that. So it took a lot for me to like, you know, because there was no real stud or like dyke representation. It was hard for me to like find that within myself because I didn't find that till high school. But that's, you know what I mean? Like it's hard. Representation is so fucking important for black people in any regard. Like we need more of that. Well, we have a lot of that now, but we need more. You know,
I think a lot of the time, I see a lot of like black women, like black people, we're constantly like emulated. Like a lot of the times, our culture is just ripped off. Like it's
stolen.
Right.
Yes.
So we're all the time, we're never respected. Like we're constantly disrespected, time and time again. So I think that's what being a black person is.
Yeah.
It's like knowing like people, they're gonna try to be like us, they're gonna take from us, they're gonna do all of that, but we live in a place where they don't respect us.
They don't. It's true.
Yeah.
Petty, my bad. We done interrupted you like 8 times.
I'm over here smoking. I'm just gonna finish the blunt. I'm like,
she said, "Well, fuck it."
It's a work. I wanted to actually finish this before I had to talk to you. Fantastic. No, everything y'all said is basically what I was gonna say. That's what it is. Like, I ran with the boys, but I was still just like one of the bitches. Like I was the homie. I was like everybody's little sister. I was everybody's favorite cousin. So it was like, this is me being a black woman. I'm going to always be black, and it doesn't always mean like, yo, I'm gonna kick it in the hood with you guys. But hey, when I'm here, this is me. This is me in my true form, hanging out and chilling. The same way when I leave and I'm not here anymore, I carry parts of that with me because that's always gonna be my nature. Yeah. Now, as part of being an adult is just knowing sometimes you gotta be a bit more professional, but I could still be just as black and be professional. And I think that's what shocks people on a day-to-day.
Bingo.
Is that I wear my blackness in me and how I act and move. I just choose to wear professionalism too.
Facts.
Right.
Facts.
How do you feel about code switching?
Yes.
How do I feel about? I love code switching. bro. I get in a room full of white people. Hey, how you doing? Jim, right? Hey. Yeah, I get, bro, real shit. Real shit.
You know they be shocked too.
Bro, because I'll come in, bro, baggy clothes, and I will come in and I'll spit it to you. And then I'll come in next time I feel like this is important, because that's my thing. I don't care if you're white, Asian, whatever. I won't give you that respect till I get it. So I can go into my first interview looking however. Second interview, I'll come in suit and tie, all of that. And now we can really talk. Now you can really see how intelligent I am. Because that's what white people want. In terms of, like, jobs and, like, getting in a room and, like, because as an artist, you need that, too. You need to be able to talk to white people, because that's who's controlling the industry. Yo, code switching is 100% important. You need to know how to do that, because they're not going to talk to you if you don't. That's why a lot of these rappers have lawyers, because they need somebody to speak for them, because you need that, bro.
That's like in a room full of vultures.
A room full of vultures. You got to speak like a vulture. Real shit. Real shit. Views has a question. I have to run to the bathroom. Visaya says, that's me at the salt mine. Yeah, you have to. Anytime I ever had a job, bro, I went in there, and the first few days I'm in there, Jim, Sally, you mean, all of that. I'm on it, bro. I'm on it. But once I get comfortable, yeah, okay, now we can ease back. Now the code switching can kind of turn off. I'll ease it off. But yeah, code switching is important. You have to know that to get ahead.
Work ethic and not just what I look like.
You exactly.
Now I know I done worked so hard in this bitch. You can't help but see. Oh, I actually. Oh my gosh.
And you can hear it. You need that. You need to be able to hear it. Real shit. Queen of Hearts says she's lurking. I appreciate you. Shout out to Ramin with the lurk as well. Yeah, if you want to be taken serious, and then honestly, if you just want to be a black person who is just surrounded by black people, no, you don't need to learn how to code switch. You don't. Because if you black, you understand me, bro. I should be able to have it up without you being uncomfortable. You know what I'm saying? If I'm trying to code switch around somebody black, now I'm uncomfortable. I don't even want to be here. I shouldn't have to code switch around somebody black. That's weird. You know what I'm saying? But yeah, if you want to thrive amongst the white people as well, you do need to learn how to code switch, because not every white person is as cool as your homie that you hang with all the time that knows you. You know what I'm saying? I got a few white homies. But if I step into a room with all white people, they're not going to hear the same person I am with my white homies, because it's not the same. It's not the same. A lot of people don't understand that. It's a tool.
It's a tool that you have in your back pocket, because it's a tool of dialogue. It is a language of dialogue. It's just like when you're meeting somebody who speaks a different language and they're grasping the English language for the first time. They're going to take things very literal. It is just a tool of communication that you can have in your back pocket based on who you choose to surround yourself with and do business with.
Yeah.
The universal thing. You have to be universal with it.
Very true. All right, let me ask this question that Views asked, and while y'all answer, I'm gonna run the bathroom. But so Views says, this is to all the cast members. Have you had to deal with other black people trying to guilt you into siding with your own race in a decision or preference? I was often in this situation with dating and other stuff. My family was super heavy on the black power stuff. Wondered if you dealt with this as well. Yes, a lot. My uncle brought a white girl around when I was younger, and my grandma is very, very respectful. If you love the person, she'll respect them, but she'll talk shit behind their back. Oh yes. And I used to hear all the things she used to have to say about that white woman. I used to be like wow, this is really how you feel. This is how you feel about white people. And that built a lot of my determined opinions about white people. Just hearing how she had to, not thinking of her experiences with white people herself as somebody, 70 years old, she had to deal with some racist ass white people because she's that old. You know what I'm saying? So it's like, yeah, I have had to deal with that, but I always have felt drawn to my own race anyway. Like, I've dated kind of one white person, but it wasn't really even dating. It was kind of just, But I didn't really relate to her. It was kind of like I wasn't really feeling the connection because we had nothing to talk about. We had nothing we related to. You know what I'm saying? And that's why I feel it's important to still uphold your, I don't think it's, it's crazy because with me, when I see somebody black with somebody else, I be like, "Ugh, why you do that? Why you not with somebody black? Like, what?" I do think that. I do. I often, like, a lot. But I also try to remember, yo, love is love. It doesn't matter. If you see somebody white and your first thought is, wow, I'm in love with this person. Like, wow, like, you could be big black power, whatever you want. But it don't matter. Once you fall in love with somebody, race is out the window. It really is. And that's hard for a lot of people to understand. It is. But, you know, I don't know. Being that I am so black power, because I really am. Like, I really do be a little, like, I be a little salty. Like, the black person in me, I be like, damn, like, that could have been somebody black. But, like, the realistic person in me is like, come on, bro. Like, it doesn't matter. They're happy. Yeah, they're happy. Like, what they're doing right now is working for them. They are so happy. They can't even, they don't care. Why does it matter to me? And then I'm like, who cares?
Not my business.
It's not my fucking business. I don't sleep in that house. I don't live there. You know what I'm saying? You know, at the end of the day, it's not my business. So, you know, I definitely had to deal with that. And I think that's very funny. But, yeah.
At least you have that trigger check moment and you're like, that's not my business. So
Yeah.
like, it's okay to have an opinion. It's okay to feel how you feel. It's when you start imposing that opinion on other people.
Exactly.
You know, like you said it today, you like, no, it ain't my business. You know, I'm gonna keep pushing. Like, not everybody is doing that. That's the problem. When they stop doing that, now it's like, oh, it's a pressing issue. Like,
yeah, now you're fucked up.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. That's funny. Anybody else want to answer while I run to the bathroom? I can read the question again if y'all want, because I know I talked for a hot second just now.
Let's see.
Yeah, read the question again.
All right, CSJ, do you feel like you've had to deal with, like, other white people trying to guilt you into, like, siding with your own race in, like, a decision or a preference, relationship-wise?
Yeah, actually, I actually know, like, trans people, like, that actually, like, transferred to, like, female to male kind of thing. And, like, some of them are actually fucking weird because, like, okay, so, like, for me, for instance, like, I'm not trans. Like, if I'm just going by anything, I'm, like, gender fluid or whatever the fucking slang is, because there's so much slang in LGBT. But, like, this guy was just like, oh, maybe you should transfer, like, actually do the transfer. Like, what's the point, though? Like, for me, for transferring over to, like, I don't want to. Like, I don't want to be a guy. Like, you know, like, it's just like, this is what another thing is. Like, if you're trans, okay, do it. Like, I don't by any means, like, I have no saying, no judgment, whatever. Like, by all means, you can do it. But don't, because, like, don't put it on to someone that is, like, gay too. Like, don't be like, oh, maybe you should do it too. And it's just like,
Your mind as well.
my mind is not that way. Your mind is somewhere else, and my mind is, I'm still a female and I don't want to do it. Like, I don't have to. Like, I don't. If I don't want to be trans, I don't have to be. It's not a choice. That's what I'm saying. It's not a choice to be trans. Like, you know, like, you can't just be like, oh yeah, wait, I'm gonna wake up one day and be trans. Like, it's not like that. Like, it's a more of a mind thing. Like, if you're like, like, there's that Jazzy show or whatever, like that male to female. There's like a show about it and stuff like that. Like, it's just like, you can't, like, you can tell your story, whatever, do whatever, but you can't just be like, go up to someone and be like, yeah, you should maybe be trans. Like, it's not a choice. Like,
wait, somebody said that to you?
Yeah, no, I was, because, like, yeah, I was being like, I know it wasn't like anything to do with color and stuff, but it's just like more like, my friend, like, he transferred, like, he's female to male, so, like, he's done the top surgery and all that stuff, and, like, I get it. I was all for it. Like, I wasn't like, I was gonna be like, oh, I'm gonna do the same, you know, like, I'm not gonna follow you through your transition just because you are that like, you know, like, I was like, I'm not gonna switch like, that's you. Like, if you want to be trans, that's all in you. It's not a choice. That's what I was trying to say. Like, it's not a choice to just be like, yeah, I'm gonna wake up one day and be trans.
Yeah.
Like if you want to do the transition, and if you want if that's what you want to do it. Like by all means, that's your life, it's your ways, it's your choice. I have no, I can give you my opinion about it, and I'm gonna say do it because that's what you want. Like I'm not just gonna be here and be like, no, don't do it, or like can't just go up to the and like I don't know. I just think that kind of like pissed me off because like I'm not friends with this guy anymore either way. Like
I wouldn't be either.
he is
That's
something
weird.
else, but like it is weird though. Like I was like I what like when I got told that I'm like it's not like I'm comfortable in my own body. I'm not like it's not like I'm my mind is not that way. Like I'm not trapped in a body or I'm not trapped in another body. Like I'm just I'm CS. I'm jazzy. Like I'm just jazzy.
Yeah.
That's it. Like I don't know. It's just like
Yeah.
that. It's I don't know. It's not a choice, and that's why like a lot of that's why I like TikTok and stuff when it comes to that like LGBT stuff. Like do it, but don't like
Not for
be
anybody
so
else.
cocky about it and
Oh,
be like,
yeah.
oh, I'm better than you because like it's just like okay, I get it. Transition. You're happy, live your life. Like, why do you have to like? I don't know. I mean, that's the thing. Like,
Why do you have to impose it
but,
on other
like-
people?
right? Like,
Yeah. Yeah, the TikTok, the social media community is weird. Like the social media LGBTQ community is like super pushy and like forceful. Like, nah, like get out of here, leave me alone. Like, stop it.
yeah.
Like,
But it's no
Stop.
pressure.
yeah, real shit.
My mother, she was from down south, and when she was growing up, there was a lot of racism back then, I guess. So she similar to what you were saying earlier, like she was gonna talk mess about you. So
Yeah.
I knew if I brought home someone like that was like really dark, she was gonna talk mess about them like after they left. Like she would like if I brought somebody dark home, she'd be like, oh, that black boy. I'd be like, what are you talking about? She's like, yeah, you know that black boy that you brought here. I'd be like, he has a name. Like, what are you doing?
Like, damn, bruh.
You make like little jokes like, oh, you almost didn't make it in my house, you know, because you're a little dark. Like, it bothered me a little bit. I'm like, Mom, I'm dark. Like,
Yeah.
I'm not exactly like
about
him.
me?
Right, like, damn, that's you. That's how you feel about me too.
And Spanish people. She talks mess about all of them. Like, that would just, and it was the environment from when she grew up in, and I knew that. Like,
Yeah.
down south back then, it was a lot. She was born in 1939. It was just a lot. So I knew that it stemmed from that. So I didn't like mean any. I would just look at her like, why are you saying that?
Like, what the fuck?
Why are you saying that? You can't say that.
Yeah. Like,
She would always wait till after the fact.
yeah. Like, grandma, you can't say that. Come on.
You can't say that out loud.
Yeah. Used to
that's
not
the
even
only
try with my grandma. I used to let her go ahead.
Mm-hmm.
Like, go ahead, say what you gonna say.
Because it's her house, right?
Cause that's her world. Yeah.
I was gonna make
It's
a
her
comment
world.
about that.
In it.
My mom, since my mom was like really grown up on like black culture and stuff like that, she reminded me of those black moms. Like if you fucked around, she was gonna whip your ass. Like she'd get out of her way. Like she would be
Yeah.
like, "You want to go? Like I'll go." Like she just reminded me of those like Adam or Tyler Perry movies. Like she loved those movies, man. All of them. Doesn't matter what it was. She loved Tyler Perry
I
movies,
hate
man.
Tyler Perry 'cause
So
of my
like,
grandma.
right, like she just loved them all. So it just like I feel like she really influenced off that. Like she was just like the fucking grandma one, like Regina or whatever the fuck it is. Like she loves them. Like she's just like I love this girl. Like I just love them. Like she just loved all Tyler Perry movies like that. So she just reminded me of like that. So like if if I was in like any incidents, like yo, my mom was stepping out. Like and she didn't even care how old you were. Like she used to just be like, "Oh, you fucking with my daughter? Like I'm gonna fuck you up." Like get stepping out of my way. Like I don't care who you are.
Real shit.
So my mom like yeah, she was just like she dealt with some racial stuff, I feel like, but like not a lot. Like she was more accepting. Like her friends always like loved her and stuff like that. Like didn't matter what color she was or anything like that.
Mhm.
Because my mom did look more white, but like she looked more native to me. So
Yeah.
but like she's mixed. Like if you seen like her hair back in the day, like she was like you're really like okay, yeah, that's a mixed mom right there. Like you can just tell like
Yeah.
those like mixed moms.
That's cool. Petty, you want to touch on this before I ask Views next question? Because you know my man Views always got a question.
I know he got multiple lined up. I mean, like my people were like yours, where like it was, hey, oh she bought a white boy home, or he bought a white girl home. That is their go-to talk about. And I think at the end of the day, it is you grow up and you're like, all right, that's their pride. That's what they knew. That's what they grew up on. So you like you said, as long as you mind you can have your opinion all day. Just
But mind your
do
business.
yourself.
Yeah.
Don't say that out loud.
Don't say it out
Yeah,
loud.
don't bring someone else down, because just like with Jay Charles, like you don't know what you're saying, how it may affect that person
Mhm.
that they're with, who is part of the family. Like, if not even that this person is just part of the family, but you don't know what kind of like vibes you're putting off that makes that person question themselves when they
Facts.
should.
Facts.
Your goal is not to make her feel bad about herself, but what you're saying in retaining to the person she chose, that is at the end of the day still a reflection of me.
Mhm.
That's a
Exactly.
reflection of who I choose to love, and I see myself as something in that reflection. So it's like, hey, just watch how you talk and what you say, because you never know how you're affecting either side of that part.
Very true. Very, very true. Damn. When you say stuff about somebody's partner, it really is a reflection of them. I'm about to
Yes.
start.
Think about it,
Never mind.
we are all looking to see something in the partner we chose, and in that person you seen a love in them. That love is a reflection of what you see as love. That's you in there somewhere.
Very
I
true.
want you to like them.
Very true.
Hey, look, you're like I brought him here because I wanted y'all to behave.
Right. I wanted y'all to fuck with him. I hate the nigga. Like shit.
You know,
Facts. So View says, I often hear black people say black people can't be racist. What's your thoughts on that? I absolutely agree. I do not think black people can be racist towards Asians, and I don't think they can be racist towards white people. Why? Because white people and Asians are far more socially superior than black people are. I think we can be racist towards Hispanics. I think we can be racist towards nobody else is even in the really only Hispanics, because we're in the same category. We get regarded the same, and really, it's not 100. You know what I'm saying? Some people sitting in the ICE detention, not 100. Some black people sitting in the ICE detention center right now. It's 100 and some Hispanic people. So really, they kind of getting treated way worse than we are. So I only think that we can be racist towards people who are systematically lower than we are, or systematically like have less power than we do. I do not think we can be racist towards white people or Asian people, because we do not have the power to influence anything that's going on with them. How many white people have been supposed to be canceled because they were racist? How many actually got canceled because they were racist? No. You know what I'm saying? I do not think that in any God-given world that a black person can be racist towards anybody, especially not white people, because there's no white person on this planet who can clean up and really get clean and not get a job over somebody black. So no, we can never be racist towards somebody white, and definitely not Asians, because Asians come over here and be getting treated like white people. So no, I don't think that that's a thing, personally speaking. And I feel very strongly about that.
I agree.
Yeah. I mean, I realize I just got real hype,
I
but
can
like,
tell. I can tell.
Yeah.
You know what? I knew when that question came out, I was waiting because I was like, "Oh,
Yeah.
he's going."
yeah,
But he stands on that, and I'm gonna be honest. Like, it even changed the way I thought about it in a sense. Like, yep, that's very actually economical on the way you thought it out. Like, it's not just your stereotypical. Oh, I don't think we can't be like we've been oppressed. No, he's saying that's actual facts. Where are we sitting at?
Has been oppressed.
hmm
It really
I
influenced
understand.
Systemically,
You know-
racism actually hurts black people.
no.
It hurts people of color. It
Hey,
doesn't
my
hurt anybody white. It doesn't hurt anybody Asian, bro. I will not lie to you. When the Asian woman when she got attacked in the subway, what happened? Stop Asian hate. I'm not against it at all. But how quick was that? How quick was
The whole
it?
movement.
Immediate. It was
They
immediate.
organized.
No other people can do that because Asians
Yeah.
are regarded as close to white people as they can be. If they were, bro, come on. And like I said, I'm not against the Stop Asian Hate movement, bro. We shouldn't be hating on nobody. Nobody should be getting attacked the way that woman got attacked. No, absolutely not. I do not think that should have happened. No, but that's a testament to how quick things happen, bro. If a little white girl goes missing on my block tomorrow, bro, the whole Philadelphia is getting shut down. That's
As it should.
as it should, absolutely. You know how many black kids have gone missing in Philadelphia this year? It's only March. You know what I'm saying? There's no
Just want that same thing.
exactly, and that's what it is. You know what I'm saying? That's what it is to be systemically racist, and that's why black people and Hispanic people cannot be racist towards anybody but each other, because we are basically on the same level, but everybody else is far above us. We do not get the same treatment as anybody else. We don't. So yeah, no, we can't be racist towards white people or Asians because they are getting, you know what I'm saying? Like, they walk into a room, boom, opportunities is there. They got it. It's not the same for anybody else. So, you know, if it was, it'd be different. It's exactly, it's proven. It's there, bro. I just gave 2 solid ass examples. It's proven. It's there. It's not like I'm making this shit up, bro. And it's crazy because when I was in 7th grade, shout out to my friend Tadia, she taught me this, and I didn't understand it when she first told me. She was like, I used to be like, she would say something, because she's really the one, because you know, your friends really help you understand the things that adults teach you. She was the first one who really be like, yeah, everything your grandma's telling you is true, you just don't want to hear it. And I'd be like, bro, what are you talking about? Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, she would say stuff about white people, and I'd be like, damn, that's racist. She'd be like, are you dumb? Like, what are you talking about? Like, you mean, because, you know, and she would break it down for me, and I didn't get it until I was getting older, and I was seeing it, and at one point, it just clicked for me, and I'm like, damn, this shit is really stacked. How could our racism possibly, quote unquote racism, possibly hurt anybody? I can have as many opinions as I want, but that's never gonna, like, of course this is not true. I could say CSJ is a racist. I could go in the Discord and say, whoa, whoa, whoa. You think her views are gonna drop tomorrow? No. And that's what it is. That's what that means. You know what I'm saying? A lot of people don't get that, and it's a hard thing to understand. It took me 10 years to understand. It's hard, but you know, it's a tricky topic too. It's tricky. But I don't know. Like I said, I gotta stand with my people, and that's one of those things a lot of people like to get twisted or like to think is something that's negotiable. No, it's not. Until we get some form of power that we can make sure that everybody in our family is eating, bro. You know, Lil Baby is probably a billionaire at this point. It's probably still family members in his family who are not eating right now. He's probably still trying to figure out how to get still some of his family members to eat at the end of the day. Nah, bro, this shit is stacked against every single one of us, bro. Seriously. Beyonce and Jay-Z do everything they can, and they still get criticism. This shit is stacked
It's
against
never
us.
been a level playing field.
Never, for none of us.
Never been.
Until it's level, nah, I don't think that's a thing. I don't think that's a thing. You know.
Yeah.
And it's a lot more than just, how do we end racism that levels that playing field.
Mm-hmm.
How do we feel about the Kanye West thing, though?
What do you mean?
The whole Pete Davidson and all that stuff. Like, Kanye's like been like losing his mind over this about Kim and like Pete Davidson being together, and like, I guess Kanye. I didn't mean to cut you off, by the way. I guess Kanye like pretty much like made a music video to one of his new songs off of Donda 2, and fucking he pretty much killed Pete Davidson in the music video. So everyone's been like, oh.
You You want to know
Cancel
something? I'm
Kanye West because he killed Pete Davidson in a music video, but like.
we,
This
we're
is
gonna
very much
negate
expected of
even
him,
all of
though.
that. Let's put it this way: if
Kanye.
Kanye West didn't have all that money, would the way he's stalking Kim not be considered stalking?
I heard that somewhere. Yeah.
D.L.
it-
Hughley
it
said that
was.
in the shade room in a Vlad interview, and I was
Word.
just like, let's talk about
It's
that.
true.
If we took the money out of everybody's hands in this situation, would he
Big
not?
stalker
Would we not be
vibes.
looking at him like he's like really off his shit, kind of stalking her?
What are
And
you doing?
like you said, it's Kanye now, but if he wasn't just Kanye, it was just Greg.
Yeah.
Greg doing a little bit.
Weekend, Greg.
And I'm gonna keep it a buck. I feel weird about this whole conversation, with not this particular, the whole Kim Kanye conversation, because I really feel like that woman never loved that man from the rip. I really feel like she wanted some mixed babies and she was willing to do whatever it took to get them. And Kanye was in love with her and she knew he was in love with her. And she said, "Boom, there go my mixed babies right there." And as soon as she realized she didn't want another kid with him, she realized who she was with. She realized, okay, it's Kanye. He's crazy. I don't like this. I'm done. I'm done. Why do we? Yes, he's a stalker. How many times are we gonna put Kanye in positions to act crazy and then be mad at Kanye for acting crazy? Really? How
We
many?
mad at the people around him who are sitting up saying they fuck with him and allowing their
Yes.
friend to do that.
Kanye is crazy, bro. He's been crazy. If you watch his documentary, even if you don't, bro, think of all the times you saw Kanye on the news. What was he doing? Being crazy. He's
Centric.
He's unstable, bro, and he's always been unstable. That's his problem. He's been unstable, but he's a great artist. He's a great creator. So a lot of people like to look past that, or they like to go, "Oh, it's just Kanye." No, bro, he needs help. But everybody is so busy taking everything he has, taking all his inspiration, taking his money, taking his seed for his kids, taking everything from him, that they don't think, you know what I'm saying? What are we doing to this man? How many paparazzi show up at his house a day? How many cameras does he have to break? How many paparazzi does he have to punch in the face? You know what I'm saying? Like, I get it. Like, Kanye I'm not saying he's a good person, but I'm not going to say he's a bad person either. Because at what point do you put this man in a box and go, I wonder why he's acting crazy? Because,
But that's why you gotta strip the money from it. Because at the end of the day, if the money was not, like you said, they're taking advantage of it. They're taking
Yes.
they're
Yes.
taking advantage of the cash money that's there. And it's like, if we didn't have this money here, people would be like, bro, homie need help.
Exactly.
Somebody would be like,
Get
bro,
him
don't
some
shoot
help.
that damn boat.
Struggling.
Exactly. So I don't really like Vasai said, I don't feel bad for Kim because I really feel she was using him from the whole time. Kim has a fetish for black men. She did the whole time. She just met the wrong black man and was like, fuck it, I'm going back to the Bobs. That's where whatever.
Really?
Pete Davidson, you gonna tell me of all the men in Hollywood, the most attractive and the most rich man she could have picked was Pete Davidson? No, bro, because that's who she wanted the whole time. She, like I said, she was using Kanye. So no, I'm not mad that he's stalking her because he's confused, bro. He don't have his parents. He don't have none of his family members. All he has is Kim and his kids, and she's about to. She took her from him. She about to take his kids too. What is he supposed to do? I'm
They're
not
treating me like I'm crazy.
they're treating him like he's crazy, but he's been telling everybody he's crazy the whole time. So from his perspective, he's like, I've been telling y'all I'm crazy. Y'all acting like y'all don't understand. Yes,
I know.
Like they don't, because they want the money.
because they want everything he has. Exactly. He's wrong. Absolutely. Kanye is absolutely wrong. But no, I'm not gonna sit up here and act like he just was acting crazy one day. Nah, he's been crazy the whole time. When he lost his mom, he became more unhinged than ever. And now he's in this relationship. Come on, bro. And now he's in this Get Out style relationship with the Kardashians. Come on, bro. I'm sorry. No, I don't feel like, you know what I mean? Like, I'm not confused on how we got here. I understand. A, B, and C line up for me. I know how we got here. But it's everybody acting like they don't. That makes me mad. Everybody acting like Kanye just one day woke up like he was just sane for 20 years and then woke up one day and was acting a fool. Nah, come on, bro. Come on.
Story of a lot of them. A lot of
Yes.
them, and the ones that burn and end up and we're like, oh well, how did they get here? Homie was never really.
He was never
Homie had
there.
always been off, and we just chose not to pay attention to it because we
Exactly.
like that album. Like you like that artist so much, you're gonna say, yo, love you, but
You're acting crazy.
Mhm.
You
Documentary on Netflix was really good though.
Really good.
Yeah, it is.
I loved every
Really
second of it.
fucking good.
Really
I loved
motivated.
every second of it. I cannot wait to change my life in the best ways possible, bro. That what did the nigga say? He said, "It's all these people backing me. It's no way I can lose." You know, I heard that, bro. I literally started crying, bro. I'm like, bet everything really like I feel like everything fell into place, bro. Cause you can't lose. You can't lose. Even still, he don't have nothing, bro. They stripping everything away from him. What is he doing? Still winning. Still getting cheese. Still doing what he's supposed to.
y'all done put him off the hinges now.
Yeah.
And
Oh
now
yeah.
He's mad because you don't know how to stop him because now he already knows it's okay. You're gonna talk shit. That's what y'all been doing. Like
Exactly.
you said, I've been told y'all I was crazy. Y'all been talking shit. This ain't my first time. Probably won't be
Mhm.
my last.
Exactly. You lose when you stop. Views exactly. And Kanye ain't never gonna stop. And when I seen that documentary and I seen all the shit that he had to do, I was like, bro, this is all of us. This is every single one of us, whether you make music or not. This is all of us, bro. You know how much shit we all been through? You know how much we really, all the times we felt like we didn't even want to go to sleep. We didn't even want to wake up the next day. And we still here? Come on, bro. Ain't no way we can lose, bro. Ain't no way. So, yeah, Kanye is doing what Kanye's doing what any man would do when you done put him on the edge of the cliff, bro. Any of us would do the same thing. Seriously. You know what I'm saying? It's easy to say we wouldn't because we're not there. I know for a fact if Izzy left tomorrow and took Roki with her, I'll be on the next bus to Maryland trying to figure out where the fuck they at. I tell you that. I know it. So I know anybody else would do the same thing. Bro, real shit. So, you know.
That man fights for his family.
His whole life has been his family, bro. In the documentary, how many times do we see his mom? His whole life is his family, and every year he loses another part of his family. The man is lost, bro. He's devastated. The man is lost, bro. He lost. What you gonna do when you lost with millions of dollars in a big ass mansion by yourself? You know. I feel bad for Kanye. I really do because he really is an amazing person. He's just not hinged, bro. He's not good in the head. He's just a little fucked up, and all of us are. So it's kind of fucked up that he's not getting opportunities just because people keep putting him in this space to be the worst version of himself. It's really corny.
So misunderstood.
So misunderstood, bro. He's so misunderstood, and he's been telling people he's misunderstood, and people don't listen. People don't listen. They just think he's crazy, and he is. Kanye's a lunatic, but most rich billionaires are lunatics. Look at what the fuck, Mark Zuckerberg. I was about to call him Zach Muckerberg.
Zach Mucker.
He's doing some crazy things.
The lizard man. I'm
Did you say the
telling you,
Wizard Man?
the lizard man. Money do be fucking people up. But that's the thing. Kanye was fucked up before the money. I used to think it was just the money, bro. But if you watch the documentary, he was fucked up with no money. He been acting the same way since he had nothing. Since he was putting all of his money from his bro. The nigga say he spent $1,300 of his own money on what was it? Which one? Through the Wire. I spent $1,300 on $30,000 on his album. On Dropout, on the College Dropout. He spent $30,000 from his own pocket, and he was in a label.
Video. He funded everything.
$30,000 from his own pocket for his video, his album, all of that. Why wouldn't he be acting a fool right now, bro? Come on. And he not getting none of his flowers because everybody think he too crazy? Man, get the fuck out of here. Don't ever listen. Y'all gonna see me act a fool too. Don't ever let me get in that position. Yeah, I'm acting up, bro. I'm acting up. You might as well 302 me because I'm gonna go crazy. Real shit. And so, man, that's crazy. We so off topic, but I love it. I don't even care. I love every second of it.
I'm glad I brought it up.
I'm glad you brought it up too because Izzy and I talk about that. We actually talk about it a lot, the Kanye situation, because it's really
everywhere.
yeah, and it's fucked up. It's fucked up.
Yeah.
It's really fucked up. I don't think that man should be going through what he's going through, but
I don't think any human being should ever be having to go through a point where they're put in those such extremes of a situation for the benefit of somebody else's pocket.
exactly for the benefit of somebody else, for somebody else's benefit.
Upon somebody else, like it's not normal.
I'm telling you, it's not normal. It's insanity. But that's the way of the world these days. When you a celebrity, it's always somebody trying to figure it out, trying to figure out what they can get from you, trying to figure out what you can do for them. That's really the way of the world, period. But
Dog eat dog.
real shit. Discuss the zero. I see you,
You up?
little puppy, puppy. So cute.
I'm gonna go outside. Let's go. We're going.
He said, "We out, we out." Never look for anyone to give you your flowers. Pick your own. Ask Izzy how many times I sit down here and I do something crazy and I stand up and I scream, "Yo, I'm really bro. You really do gotta give yourself your flowers, bro, because nobody else will." And they will, but they're not gonna smell the same as the flowers you give yourself. When I give myself my flowers, I feel
You
so
know how
good.
hard you work.
Yeah, bro. I stand up. I'll do something hot. I'll do somebody emotes or something. I'll stand up and be like, "Damn, bro, I'm so nice. Like wow, like I'm so nice." And it makes me it makes me feel amazing, bro. You gotta do that shit. You gotta do that shit. You know what I'm saying? Views. That's why you so passionate about everything you do. Cause you mean it's when you put 1,000% of everything, Petty, CSJ, J Charms, me, everybody in the chat. When you're putting 1,000% of everything you do into every single action, you're supposed to feel that way. Messiah, you're supposed to feel that way. You're supposed to feel like can't nobody top you. You're supposed to feel like can't nobody do a damn thing better than you. I do, bro. It's so many people around me that can do the same things I do, but I feel like can't none of them do shit better than me. I'm gonna go to the studio later, and everybody I rap with is amazing. We are all amazing. But when I go in, I'm like, damn, can't none of these niggas out rap me? And they can, but I don't feel like that. And that's how
You're supposed to feel like that.
exactly. That's how you supposed to feel.
Like, you gotta feel like you're supposed to be in the race,
Yeah.
otherwise you're never in the race.
If you don't feel like you in a race, you was never in it because you then got blew away. You in the back. They done lapped you 8 times and you don't even know. You might as well get away from me because I'm not even interested. Real shit.
Esteem of yourself is so important.
Yes. Like building that self-esteem is so important, bro. It's so important. Cause I remember I used to look at my shit and be like, why it don't look like this nigga shit? Why this don't look like that nigga shit? Why? My shit is hot on its own. Why does it have to stand next to somebody else's? Cause whenever somebody look at your shit, they not thinking, oh, this doesn't look like that or this doesn't. Nah, they're thinking, damn, like what they put together is that. They not thinking about nobody else. So when
You shouldn't be.
Exactly. So when you do what you gotta do, whatever it is, whatever the fuck you do that shit. Do that shit. Real shit. Cause ain't nobody
on the other side of the world doing your own thing.
Exactly.
Yes, if you're so busy looking at everybody else running the race, how can you run your own? I think at the end of the day, you gotta be able to be unique to yourself and be confident in what you're putting out. Otherwise, how can you expect anyone else to buy it? Like I always tell people, like I've been saying it a lot in the Discord. You've been hearing me say it. At the end of the day, streaming is a business. Like at the end of the day, this is your business, and how you run it, and how you choose to make your connections, and who you choose to make those connections with, are ultimately a business decision in how you do it.
Facts. Don't let me find out you ain't taking your shit serious.
You know, not to say like if you're just doing fun, have fun. But for those of us who are in here to make a business, and when you're dealing with people who are in that mindset, you can't get upset at them when they're calling you on making sure you're maintaining that. Because at the end of the day, you chose to put yourself at the table with people who were running businesses. They're going to expect that same thing from you. It'd be unprofessional for you not to come to the table with that.
It's unprofessional of you not to, bro. That's why I have no problem not sitting with somebody at the table. I will not give you a plate, bro, if you wasn't working as hard as me. I'm cool. I'm cool with that. You can sit down if you want, but guess what? You'll starve. Real shit. You will starve.
You gotta match my energy.
You gotta match my energy. Everything I do is serious business. Y'all hear me say this damn near every time I get on the stream, bro. Everything I do is serious business. Everything CSJ do is serious business. Everything Petty do is serious business. Everything J Charms do is serious business. That's why we here. Otherwise, I sit here and do this podcast by myself, bro. Because I don't sit with people who are not serious. When I go to the
Exactly.
studio and y'all see me with people, they're serious, bro. This shit is serious. And when we say that, bro, really, because all of us right here are heads of a community. Every single one of us has a community of people following us. No bullshit. So we take this shit serious because y'all gotta take that shit serious, man. You supposed to have your own shit. At the end of the day, I love everybody in my community, but at one day, I'm expecting everybody to leave and start their own community because that's what you're
Yeah.
supposed to
That's
do.
what it's about.
What you're supposed to
That's what it's
do.
about.
You know what I'm saying? I'm not saying ditch everybody who you was with when you was working. Nah. I'm saying if they wasn't as serious as you, kick them to the curb because this shit is not no joke. This shit is not for games, bro. Everything I do pays my rent. Everything I do keeps food on my table. Everything I do is real serious business. So I can't fuck with nobody who's not serious. And a lot of y'all should be thinking the same thing in y'all brains. Real shit. Cause it's not no joke.
Even in my regular job, I tell people all the time, not everybody I'm friends with can I work with.
Nope.
I very rarely recommend friends for jobs because at the end of the day, we could be fantastic homies off the clock.
Yup.
But can you expect me and carry that over into being, friends on the job? Not everybody works the same, and sometimes you learn that about your friends. We're not all gonna grind the same, and
Yep.
you gotta choose if you're gonna do business there.
Yep. Real shit.
I don't like
shit.
the way you work.
I don't like the way you work. It's cool, bro. I got
It's okay
a
though.
In a minute.
You
I'll
mean?
spend a minute on the clock for somebody. Yo, we don't have to talk to homie over there because I'm like none of that for it.
real shit. If they not with you, get them out of here. No bullshit, bro. No bullshit. If they not, and it's no harsh intentions, bro. I got homies that I don't plan to speak to for 2 to 3 years. And it's nothing that they did wrong. It's nothing that I feel I did wrong. We just on 2 different levels. You know what I'm saying? I got homies who love to go to the club every day and go party and woo woo. I'll see y'all in a few years. I'll wait till y'all to get serious because I don't want to go to the club, bro. I'm young, but I got shit I want to do, bro. I'm trying to be in the club from like 38 to like 60. Like, I'm trying to be out here doing whatever the fuck I want for the rest of my life. So my 20s is grind time, and a lot of people don't feel that way, and there's nothing wrong with that. But put them on the back burner. Handle your business. Handle your business. Do what you're supposed to do. Yeah, stay in your lane, like Vasai said. You have to stay in your lane and accompany yourself with people who are also in your lane. Don't go reaching into the fast lane if you know you want some slow shit, bro. I hate when people do that. I hate when people try to intervene in what you know what I'm saying? Like, we as community members, I know a lot of us have to deal with this. When people want to come in and halt things that you have going on because they don't move that fast. Nah, bro, this is the fast lane over here. If you're in the carpool lane, go ahead and move over.
In the car, and we are leaving on time.
Yes.
We don't leave late.
Yes.
Just stay and take off at 7 o'clock every morning like clockwork.
You will get
I
left.
10 by 10.
And there's
We
nothing
don't
wrong
leave
with that.
clocking in late.
No, we don't, bro. We don't. Real shit. And there's nothing wrong with that. There's nothing wrong with either side of that. But you got to make sure that you put yourself around people who are as serious as you are. Because if you're not that serious, that's fine. But don't put yourself in leagues with people who are dead ass serious every day. Because nah. Don't play like that. Yeah, don't play like that. You know what I'm saying? It's a lot of hard work goes into a lot of what a lot of people do. So you got to make sure that you're bringing something to the table, because if you get left and you're confused, it's because you wasn't working hard enough. And I had to learn that lesson my damn self. I done got left a few times and was sitting back like, damn, why niggas is up there and I'm hurt. But had to look back and go, damn, all right, well, boom, you wasn't doing enough. Do more. You mean? So
Also, you have to make sure that you're ready for it. You have to make sure you're ready to commit to that. Make sure that you're on top of it, because you will get left.
you will get left, and I won't feel bad. I won't feel
You gotta
bad.
think about it. At what point do you do something and grind hard in your young years to ball in your grown shit in your later years? Exactly. If you don't start it early and you don't say, I'm not putting in this time now, like, at what point do you think it's gonna develop and take off on its own? You
Oh,
have to
shit.
put time in. I tell people all the time, I play Call of Duty every day, at least an hour to 2 hours. It could be the worst 2 sessions. It could be the worst 2 hours of my life, but I gotta play. Why? Because you gotta practice.
Mm-hmm.
That shit
Boom.
is soggy. That
Yeah.
shit is disgusting. But whether you're doing it on stream or off stream, you have to put that in. You got to put time in now while you got the juice in your thumbs to make them clips, so that in your later years you can put them nice, lovely comps together. You can
Exactly.
sit back and have an audience to switch over to not even playing but doing something else.
Paid my dues.
Yes, you have to, but you gotta pay your dues before you can go sit down. Even in my real job, in my actual job, I can't say real job, but in my job, I get up and leave the house for every day. I don't just wake up and walk into positions. It's people who are like 20 years my senior sitting in their spots. And when they say they're not going in the facility to an extent, I understand that because they paid their dues doing what I did. I'll take the run
Yeah.
Exactly.
because I'm
No
trying
shit.
to put my time in. I'm trying to say,
Well,
I
you
just
know
did
one
that
thing.
before. Let me go sit down.
Uh-huh. That's what that's funny. I be saying that to people who be trying to, like, you know what I'm saying, when people getting their overlays together and stuff like that. Oh, it's so much, it's so much. You thought this was easy? Nah, bro, this is hard work. It takes hours to, you mean, it took me
It was easy.
3
You did it
hours.
your damn self. That's why
Yeah,
you contacted
exactly.
a fucking professional. So when that motherfucker give you that price, fucking pay it. I
That
ain't
too.
never once been like, yo, Earth, let's negotiate the price. Nah, nigga, you done took the time because I know, hey, I could have sat there and did that 6 hours and probably because I'm not a professional took 8 or 9 in a couple days of crying, but I paid a professional to do it. And he got a schedule. He got other people's on his clientele, so I paid for time too.
Yeah,
That's
you
the
sure
thing when you
do.
doing business. You gotta recognize the same way you want to charge $1,000 for your services, so do that motherfucker too. And if you want that quality that you want, you're gonna pay that price. You're gonna do what you need to do. That is part of the business and part of the grind of setting yourself up early so that you have those connections later on and you can negotiate things and things are moving different. You can make different trades. Now you guys got an established business where you can do different shit now.
Facts.
Let me pay you a service the same way you done gave me a service. You done set. That's the nature of creating capitalism in business.
Mm-hmm.
You got to learn how to function in that first before you just decide you're gonna jump in the fast lane.
Yeah, exactly. You said I'm on this art hostage. Nah, I am low key. I got you, bro. We gotta link up this week. We actually have to link. I hate leaving the house, bro. Philly is a war zone, and mean, having been through what I've been through, sometimes I'd be like, leaving the house. I don't want to. Like, I'd be so scared. But nah, like, we actually do have to link views because that's one thing I've been trying to get better with is not bitching so bad. Like, I gotta leave the house sometimes. Like, sometimes you gotta leave the house. Like,
Eric, leave the house, man.
I know.
I went and saw Jordy today, and that was probably the most coolest thing I ever did because she was still streaming and stuff. So it was just like,
That's lit. Yo,
yeah, it was
views.
pretty sick.
Co-stream, bro?
You gotta go out. You
Yeah,
gotta
I
get
do.
out there, Eric.
I do. Yeah, views. This week we got a link. We should co-stream. You pulling up on me? All right, bet.
Hey.
Say no more. Co-stream. Boom. Bam. Bang. Done. Listen. Date. Time. Boom. Let me know, bro. Anytime after Tuesday is perfect. Perfect. But I think C said, I think it's funny when people who are left behind treat you like it's your fault. I be. As somebody who felt like it was somebody else's fault I got left behind, now I be looking like, are you dumb? Are you fucking dumb? Like, you wasn't doing shit, bro. That's why you got left. That's why I got left behind. I wasn't doing shit. You got left behind because you wasn't doing shit, bro. It's okay. Because you got left behind because you wasn't doing shit. Now do something and find another lane. You know what I'm saying? A lot of my homies who I felt left me behind, we still homies. But they're doing this, that, and the third. They far shit ahead in what they doing. But I wasn't doing shit at the time when they was really doing shit. So here I am. But look at me now.
Why is it meant for you?
It wasn't meant for me. Because now I feel I'm doing everything that was meant for me. Now I get to do everything that I want to do, everything that I was supposed to do in the end. I realized when you try to keep up with people who you don't even know you're trying to keep up with, like, because you shouldn't be keeping up with your homies. Y'all should be all at the same pace. When you're really doing shit, you don't feel like you're keeping up with anybody. You feel like y'all are on the same pace. I feel like I felt like I was having to keep up. It made me realize this wasn't for me anyway. What I'm supposed to be doing is this because I can keep up with this. This is something that I feel comfortable doing. You know what I'm saying? So if you feel like you keeping up with people, let it go. You know what I'm saying? It's not like you have to not be homies. Yeah, you don't have to not be friends because I'm still friends with all of those people. We still homies. But they just moving at a different pace, and I can't wait till I can catch up with them again. But I'm moving my pace, and I'm comfortable, and I'm doing what I'm supposed to do, and that feels good. So make sure that you always doing what you're supposed to do for yourself, not for the people around you, because the people around you gonna be there. They gonna be there no matter what. Don't compete with your homies. Big facts. If you competing with your homies, they not your homies. or they are your homies, but y'all are. It's weird. You know what I'm saying? Competing with your homies is weird. It makes you feel weird. It makes you look at your homies weird. It's not a good thing. Not
normal.
It's not normal either. It's normal to. Nah, it's
my
not normal.
mindset is, you know, I ain't never had none of my homies that I felt like if I was succeeding more, that I was being the best friend I could be. Because
Yeah.
at the end of the day, we should be both being pushed to our greatness.
Mm-hmm.
And that don't necessarily mean y'all moving at the same pace or that it's at the same things. That's why you can't keep up with your homies. You chase your own goals. And if you're accomplishing your goals the way I feel like I'm accomplishing my goals, then we making something happen. We're pushing each other to our greatest. But if I feel like I gotta drag you along, or you feel like you gotta drag me and leave me, we need to have a come to Jesus on where somebody need to actually be.
Yeah.
And as my homie, that's what I'm expecting of you. The same way I'm gonna get at you, and I'm gonna say, okay, this car ride wasn't for you. That I got you. I'm gonna call you and make sure you get home. You got your ticket home. All right, bet. Now I gotta go because you know I gotta get. I still gotta chase the bag, but I'm here for you. Call me when you get home. All right, I'm fucking with you, and I'm gonna keep up with you, and I want to see what you're doing now with your life to make progress. What did you find?
Exactly.
You? How are you chasing that greatness? Okay, so this is your greatness right here. I love that. All right, how do I be my best self to see you completing them goals there and being your best there?
Yeah. Exactly. You gotta make sure y'all completing goals as a unit, man. Facts. Facts. Ah, damn, man. That was Petty drops gems every week. We all drop gems, but Petty really be. Whoa, my Discord just closed. My bad, chat. My Discord closed. Give me 2 seconds. 2 seconds. That shit just closed. I don't know what the big idea is. Which camera? Is it?
Conveniently on an ad break for me too.
What the hell? My camera just disappeared. So
Yeah.
Messiah said while I figure my shit out, Messiah says homies float ideas on some iron sharpening shit. Yeah, I don't like that. Come to me with your ideas and I'll really help you out. Don't come on some bullshit. I don't care for that. He also says once it becomes a competition, the dynamic of the relationships changes. Facts, because you shouldn't, like the view says, you should challenge each other to get better, but never compete. Never compete, because it's not a competition. Y'all homies. You're supposed to get to where y'all going together. Alright, so while I fix my camera, do you think there's a such thing as white privilege and or black privilege?
Yeah.
Privileges of all kinds. I mean, every day we notice and we see all the time there are privileges of all sorts. People get away with, and not just white people, not even just black people, but there are privileges granted every day, all day. And y'all heard me say it for the past hour and a half. A lot of it has to do with how much money is in the pocket of the people who are doing it.
Mm-hmm.
It's absolutely disgusting. But, you know, we like to look at just the white privilege. It's there, yes. But not every white person holds the same amount of privilege.
That's true.
If that were the case, every white friend I had would automatically be able to pull me somewhere. No. Everybody doesn't hold the same amounts of privilege, and it's how you have to align yourself. And it's so disgusting that that's how society is, based on a concept of a dollar.
Yeah. The dollar, the almighty dollar, man. The almighty dollar rules all. Yeah. That's crazy. I do. I don't know. I gotta rethink my answer. Somebody else go. Petty brought up a good point. I gotta rethink.
I mean, I chase a bag every day, but by no means am I ignorant as to the methods that are involved and how you got to do them and how that in ultimate is feeding this disgusting beast. Yeah. And every day, you, to an extent, have to sometimes feed that beast in order to create your own money so you can do something different. I have to go to work every day in order to stream and sit here and do what I need to do.
Yeah.
That's the way of the world.
Yuck.
Is it toxic as fuck at work? Yes.
Yeah.
Getting people some days. Abso-fucking-lutely. But if I do not clock into that job and go chase that bag, and play along to those rules of capitalism, I can't get here and sit on this platform and preach and say how we have to do something else. That's it. Yeah, Karen, welcome to capitalism.
And I talk about capitalism a lot.
It's so long lasting because in order to get and beat capitalism, you have to play capitalism's game.
And it's a bitch.
Yes.
I hate
Privilege
capitalism.
and socioeconomic statuses have been designed and implemented for years so that it is harder for certain individuals based on race, based on where you live, based on what you do to advance and break out of what is traditional capitalism to create their own wealth.
Yeah.
Right.
Then we
I
get
feel like
into
I hate all that.
I hate all of it. I hate all of it.
And
I hate all of it. It is. It's gross. It's disgusting.
It's terrible.
Because now you have like genuinely good people turning into savages because they're fighting over basic life rights and privileges.
Like, it shouldn't be like that, and that's why I look at it as like that, and that's why I don't really like pay attention to politics and all that shit. Cause it's just like,
Same.
the fuck is the point, man? Like, it's just like in like the war right now with the Russia and Ukrainian, like this is nuts, and like Canada's now being involved in stuff, and it's just like, why are we getting involved? Like, we have nothing to do with it. Like. It's just like, it's just crazy though. Like, it's just how the world's like all of a sudden we're going to World War III right now, like World War IV now. Like, it's just like, what the fuck is going on with this world? Like,
It's crazy.
we should all, like, Russian is just like, I'm like, some Russians are just like, we're innocent. Like, there's innocent fucking people that are dying right now, and it's just like, it's like, what is going on with this fucking world? Like, there's just so much other like,
Other shit
and that's
to worry
what I
about.
look at it as, like, and it's just like there is privilege. Like, this, look at the states in Canada, look at us. We're all safe. Like, you know, like, it's just like, you gotta look at it as on the downside. Like at Russia and Ukrainian right now, like, it's fucking popping the fuck off with bombs and shit, and like, that could happen to us too,
Yeah.
and we don't even know it. Cause like, that's just how the government is just fucked too now. Like, it's just like, cause of COVID, and it's whacked. It's happening even in Canada. Like, it's just like, it's I feel like our government is really going against like anti-vaxxers, like, and that's why the whole connery of the trucks are happening too. Like, the trucks are getting stopped. Like, we're not getting food now. The like I guess grocery stores don't want to pay for chips because everything is going up in price because of this whole war thing.
Damn.
Our gas prices have never been up to $2 a liter, and it's $2 a liter. It's just that, like, it's just crazy.
$2? It's almost
Yeah.
$4 here.
going on with these
Yeah,
gas
and that's what I'm
prices.
saying. Like, it's
4.19.
crazy.
Yeah.
Like,
It's like
Canada-
$3.75 here.
yeah, like, Canada's supposed to be a cheap economy. You know, it's fucking it's going up. Like, we're doomed too, kind of thing. Like, we're all fucking doomed. Like, Toronto is probably the worst place you can fucking live in because it is so expensive. Like, that's why I don't live in Toronto. Because it is expensive there. Like, it's not even
That's
a point to
fucking
do
crazy.
it. It's like a mini New York, literally. Like, it's basically New York there. Like, it's just wild, and it's just how the way privilege works here too and stuff like that. It's just wild. Like, it's just disgusting to me, and I just don't really pay attention to it, and it's just like, we all just really need to accept each other, but like, that's not just how it's gonna work.
All we need just to accept each other.
Right.
I think the world is such a better place.
Yeah. It's crazy because I think I agree with what Petty said. It's not really a race privilege thing. It's more of a money privilege thing. Because it's
Yeah.
definitely, of course, there's white privilege. You know, duh, like
Everywhere.
you know, that's white people make up most of the government. White people are in control of them. Well, I'm not. Never mind. No conspiracy. White people are in control of the money. Like, you know, white people are in control of everything. So yeah, like, there's white privilege because, you know, yeah, like, of course, how would there not be? But I guess there is also black privilege in that if you're black and you have money, you're definitely gonna get farther than your average black person. Like, You're like, that's just like Petty said, that's just money. Like that's capitalism. Like if you have more money, you're gonna get further. Period. Like that's just
About the
kinda
class
what it is.
system.
Yeah.
Hmm.
That's crazy. Damn.
Very anti-classism, if you can't tell.
Yeah. So, I didn't even write this question down, but isn't I talk a lot about this? How do you guys feel about segregation?
I hate it. I hate it. I think we have to acknowledge
to
the
Messiah.
fact that we're all different.
Yeah.
All have to acknowledge that fact. Like when people be like, "Oh, I don't see color," and things like that, I'd be like, "Why not? You're supposed to see color. Like, it's what makes us all like us. Our culture is that's a reflection of us. But, like,
true.
you have to acknowledge it. You have to let it bring us together rather than separate us. You know, like segregation shouldn't be a thing. Like,
Petty? CSJ?
Like unnecessary. I feel like like she said, it's annoying. It's deflecting from bigger issues we could be tackling other than.
I agree with that, yeah.
Yeah.
So, like, I mean, if we don't have anything, how can we segregate, put that together to create a minute something? And we got to be willing to segregation involved. If we were to like say as black people as a whole, because I feel a lot of times people say I think black people should only stick together, and I'm like, okay, if we do that, y'all do realize that involves working together peacefully. And I see a lot of us that don't hold those same ideals, and we're holding different morals and values in how we approach them. That
Yeah.
requires us to have cohesion. So we're opening up ourselves up for a whole different can of systematic issues that you have to be prepared to want to do. Karen, I just want to be segregated from people in general. No joke. All people are weird. That's facts. Like that's my form of segregation. Is me as a person. I tend to, knowing my energy, I introvert myself to conserve that, because the people I do go for, I go so hard for. You can't just give that out to everyone. In that sense, you know, that's how you have to look at it. But that's a single person. Do that with 5,000,
Yeah.
a million.
It's a
I
little
think
harder.
at this point, it's one of those things where it's like no option is ever easy. But to just like, I hate when people sit on one and like say this is the absolute correct one in the way, because it's like no, that it creates problems in itself that we have to solve as well.
That's true. Black people have no alliance. We are our own worst enemies. That is why for a long time, I absolutely was for segregation. Because we got too many distractions. It's too many things in the way. Of course, we are our own worst enemies, bro, because who else do we have to attack? We can't attack white people because what happens when we attack white people? We go to jail for the rest of our lives. Now, or we go to jail for 10 years, or 3 years, or 6 months. You go to jail for 3 weeks. Now you can't get a job. Now you can't do this. Now you can't do that. So, you know what I'm saying? Like, I forgot to talk about this earlier. That's crazy that we get to circle back to this. I think black on black crime is so rampant because it's systematic in a way. They put us all in these situations where the only people we have to harm are each other and ourselves, and they remove everybody who can, you know what I'm saying, everybody else far away from us, so that way we only can harm ourselves and each other, because they know that stripping us of all of our resources and everything we have, you know what I'm saying, the few grocery stores we have are either super expensive or all of the food is rotten, you know what I'm saying. So now you got 5 people on the block who aren't eating and one family on the block who is eating. You know what I'm saying? What are they gonna do with that? They're gonna the family is gonna, you know what I'm saying, is gonna face those repercussions of systematic, you know what I'm saying, like of those systematic racism. So it makes it hard for black on black crime not to be so prevalent, because there's always gonna be somebody making more than you. You know what I'm saying? There's always gonna be somebody who's making more, and we do worry a lot about each other's social status, and jealousy comes into factor a lot because we don't have shit. So what else are we gonna do? You know what I'm saying? It's a lot of, I think black on black crime would be. I feel that black on black crime would be solved if we had. I like the idea of segregation in that if we had enough resources to rebuild our community and then allow people back into it, that would be fire. Because now we have that opportunity to get ourselves away from the drama of all the other races, you know what I'm saying? Because each race has different problems for themselves, you know what I'm saying? Like, that's just how it is for people, you know what I'm saying? So I feel like I like the idea of segregation in that if we could all remove ourselves, be in one position to enrich in our culture, teach every black person that we can the things that we need to know about black culture, so there are not so many uneducated black people walking around. It will be easier to rebuild the community as a whole. And then, you know what I'm saying, okay, go back to wherever you want to go live in Nebraska. Okay, go bye, see you. But now you have the education to live wherever you want and carry that with the black people who live there. You know what I'm saying? Like, I just feel like I like the idea of segregation for that. I think if we separated and re-strengthened the community, we wouldn't allow those opportunities for racism and these things, because we'd all have that knowledge and those opportunities, that like we would have had those opportunities and that experience with each other, that we wouldn't need to be this violent, or we wouldn't need to be this jealous, or we wouldn't need to be any of that, because we have this equal understanding of what we need to do. We have a common understanding that we all have the same goal, and we don't need to take from each other or anybody at all. You know what I'm saying? Like, so I'm for segregation in a way, but like, I got like friends of every race. Like, I'm not saying I like fuck y'all, get away from me. I'm just saying
I don't want to see y'all ever again.
Yeah, I'm not saying that at all. I'm saying give us 3 years, you know what I'm saying, to try and reconstruct our community, build something that we can take. You know what I'm saying? Everybody else has generational wealth if you look at it. Everybody else has something like a piece of jewelry in their family that they can pass down from generation to generation, that if they need to, they can sell for a house. A lot of black people don't have that. You know what I'm saying? Like, we need that opportunity to build that for ourselves and for our people. You know what I'm saying? Like, we need that opportunity to educate each other and educate ourselves on our culture specifically, so we can go back out and share that in a way that, you know what I'm saying, we grow as people. And everybody needs that opportunity. White people need it. Asians kind of already have it. Like we all need it. Everybody in America needs the opportunity to know their culture and sit down and understand where they come from, so they can come together with a more peaceful, you know what I'm saying, outlook. I really feel like that would help a lot. But
yeah, I don't think black people have ever had that opportunity.
Never. Everybody else has.
Yeah.
Everybody else has had that opportunity. You know what I'm saying? When black people were segregated, white people had that opportunity.
Like, told, like, hey, I think that freedom came and it was just like, yo, here you go. We're just going to release you to the wolves.
Yes,
and
it was here you go. Have nothing.
It did create.
We were like, all right, I'll take it.
Of what we view as wealth.
Yeah.
But that's something that, like, others being jealous of the riches of others is like what Kara's saying, and recognizing that school to prison pipelines.
Besides
and,
the same
and
thing.
seeing, and seeing, people put in these situations where now we're at the mercy of others. With lack of knowledge or this half knowledge, and like you said, there's no generation of wealth, there's no generation of knowledge being transferred, other than, I think, just general hurt and pain. And it's like we have to embellish those same stories and provide stories about wealth and how do we grow and change and set that. Now, like you said, in a sense, segregation would be great for that, because if you could get the people who have money, because there are some black people who have money. It's just, where do they go? They leave the neighborhoods they're in. Sometimes because they have to, because it's that violence. Sometimes because they just would rather not look back. Yeah. But you have to first get people who already have money to have the forethought to say, hey, I'm going to go back and change things around. Do you still remain and carry your blackness with you when you're going to work and say, hey, at a certain point, even if I'm working in politics, part of what I'm doing is to change the lives of my people. Not just a policy.
Forgotten.
Yes. It's now about me chasing my singular glory and fame instead of how I can use that and impact others.
Yeah. Very true. Very true.
For every solution, there yields problems, because this is a problem. These are a series of problems that have been placed in circumstances long before any of us were ever thought about.
Yeah, exactly.
And so when we want to find answers, it's very easy, and I see it all the time, to see people think there is this one singular solution that solves it all. But it requires for every answer you create 4 or 5 more problems that require another solution, because not every black person is even individually the same. And we've
Exactly.
advanced so much in this state and time, like we said, what does it mean to be black today versus what it means to be black then? There are so many generational problems that need to be solved and fixed in
Hmm.
house before we can even begin to build a base of knowledge that we transfer down to another generation.
Facts.
Because otherwise, you're handing off problems as well as half solutions and saying, okay, now it's your turn to fix it. And then at what point do we ever actually have a basic textbook that we're sending that can be built on, that can be transformed and changed?
I agree.
It's amazing. It's amazing.
It is amazing.
It's amazing, bro. It's it's so
I
many.
think a lot of times it's like
Man.
we're fighting for something, but how are we gonna act once we get it?
Exactly.
That's what
It's
I.
like,
That's what I like. That's what I feel with Canada right now because we keep going back and forth into lockdowns. It's like 1 minute we can like sit in restaurants, next minute it's just like half capacity, and it's just like, yo, like that's why like a lot of Canadians are protesting right now too. It's because they just keep going back and forth, and now we're like, because I know some places you don't have to show your vaccine pass, but like Canada here, like you have to. Like if you're vaccinated, like that's the only way you can like eat or do anything, basically.
I carry mine in
So
my wallet, but I ain't, nobody ever asked for it.
that's what, yeah, that's like
I do have it.
Yeah, mine is in my
that's
wallet
well,
always.
here we're kind of strict with it, like I guess you can say, like, but like I think by like the 14th, we're like scrapping the fucking passports, like. So it's just like, what's the point? Like
What's the
now,
point? Yeah.
like all these vaccinated people are pissed because it's just like, well, you guys wanted the anti-vaxxers not, and blah blah blah. Like it's just causing more problems, obviously. Like
Yeah,
because
definitely
like the
causing more
anti-vaxxers are
problems.
wanting in, but like they can't come in, and we still have to wear masks here too, and like everyone's still pissed about that because we see everywhere else that like they don't have to wear masks, but like we still do. Like it's mandatory here. Like
Y'all are
you still
smart.
get kicked. You'll still get kicked out of the bar, or still get kicked out of the stores or anywhere that if you don't have a mask on, you still get kicked out. Like I still walk in. It's like sometimes, like if I remember like a couple times I was pissed and I like walked into like I go to Tim Hortons. It's a coffee shop here. Sometimes I walked in without a mask on. And I was like, oh fuck. I get like fucking like they're little Karens. They're like, get your fucking mask on.
I'm like,
"Yeah,
all
like,
right,
fucking
man.
Jesus, like don't shoot. Like fuck. Like
Right.
I just like I'm not the type to like I always wear my mask. Like I don't care for it. Like I'm
Yeah.
used to it now at this point. Like
All the
I don't
drama.
really care. Like but it's just like my mind wasn't there at that day of time, and I just walked in. I was no ballsing it. Like I was just like, "Ugh," like sorry, I didn't mean to. Like don't hurt me. Like I wasn't intentionally doing it just to piss them off because there's people that actually will go in and videotape and be like, look, I'm in Walmart without a mask and blah, blah, like make a difference, and like they're fighting with the management and shit like that, getting arrested because they aren't getting wearing a mask. And it's just like, just wear the fucking mask, man. Like who, like what are you trying to prove here?
Just wear
Like
the
that
mask.
you don't wear a mask? Okay,
Right.
we get it. Like there's, and it's just like they keep going. I'm like, it's just like holy fuck, just wear the mask. Like
Yeah.
it's gonna be over soon if you just fucking listen.
Literally.
Like, like, but what? Like, it's just like with me, like with Canada, it's just like we're fucking fighting for our lives right now. Like it's fucking annoying. Like because we see everywhere else in the States, there's places that they don't even give a fuck. There's concerts happening, and I'm just like,
whole concerts with no mask mandate.
really?
But on that
getting-
same token, y'all like I haven't heard anything about y'all having any crazy COVID outbreaks. We have COVID
Haven't
outbreaks
either.
here all the time.
like,
People are always
had an
getting sick
outbreak.
here.
Oh, wow.
I think we had an outbreak like December maybe, and like
And that's why
maybe
y'all
it's
shut
and
down.
and now it's kind of died down because like I pretty sure I got COVID. Like a lot of my friends got COVID and shit. Like it was like that new variant going around, but like
Yeah, we
now
got that joint over here. That shit was whack. Ugh,
yeah,
it's
like, it
terrible.
was wild. Like,
Yeah.
but like now I feel like, cause like we're offering the booster shots and shit like that too. So it's just like I'm not getting it now because there's no fucking point. Like I really got vaccinated just so I can have my life back kind of things. Cause like what the fuck, I'm not trying to fucking. This is gay. Like I'm not gay, but like this is lame. Like I don't want to be here anymore.
Yeah, I ain't gonna lie, I was about to get on you. That's crazy. I'm glad you caught yourself. When people
But, like, this is lame. Like, I don't want to sit, like, like, for us Canadians,
it is
like,
corny.
because, like, we see everyone's having concerts and, like, festivals, and we're just, like, here, like, okay, well, we can't do anything. Like, what the hell? Like,
Yeah, it's whack.
not even Canadian artists can even do anything, like, for us Canadians. Like,
Yeah, it's like
Like, I
watching
think
your
of-
friends play outside, but like your mom grounded you.
yeah,
Yeah.
literally, like, it's just,
Why
like,
can't I play?
Right.
literally, like,
Yeah.
we're- like a lot of shows are getting canceled, and like some of the artists are from here, so it's just like, what, like, how are you gonna cancel your own home show? Like,
Right. Damn, like
It's
fuck
just-
us, huh?
yeah, literally, like, it's just now I think the capacity's opening up, so everything's starting to open up, and then but like everyone's pushing concerts back, so it's now I'm like, yo, I have like 5 concerts in May. How am I supposed to do this? All in like a 2-week time span, pretty much. Like
Yeah,
one
how the
week I
fuck
pretty
do you
have
manage that?
like 1 week off in July, like of no concerts kind of thing. Like
Yeah.
I'm not gonna have any time for myself. I'm gonna be at concerts the whole May. Like
Fuck it.
so, like yeah. So it's gonna be wild. But I'm praying like Canada doesn't, like our prime minister or government does not, like, you're going in another lockdown and like get like another serious outbreak kind of thing again.
Yeah, hopefully not.
I would hope not.
So like that's what I feel like with Canada, just like protesting for our life. But it's not like we're not like violently. It's like they're
Just
just going to
protesting in
City
general.
Hall and being like, give us our right, like give us our rights back. Like that's pretty much all they're doing. Like it's not changing anything, but kind of is. I don't know. It's just wild over here, and it's just like fuck. We're just like fighting for our lives.
Yeah.
That's how I feel.
COVID need to get the fuck out of here. I'll tell you that.
No,
What?
facts.
Oh, shit.
What?
But chat, we're gonna open it up to you guys, and if anybody has any last questions they would like to ask, you know, please drop them in the chat. If not, we are finished. And episode 6 was amazing. I will give you guys a few seconds. If anybody, you know what I'm saying, if any of the hosts want to say anything, you know, please, now is the time. If anybody in the chat has any questions or anything, please, now is the time. But if not, we're gonna go on a raid.
As always, thank you for having me, Irk.
Yep. Thanks for always having us. Thanks for co-hosting us too.
Yo, it's amazing.
We're always gonna be here.
You know, it was lit. I'm glad, you know, after last week, we all needed a break last week, chat. So we said, you know, not last week. We just took a week off. So this week, you know, and after this, we're back on schedule. We got some good stuff planned for y'all. We got a lot of great podcasts on the way with my man Views. You know what I'm saying? We can be doing something for the kids soon. You know what I'm saying? We got a lot of stuff planned. So we appreciate every single one of you guys for coming through. Shout out to Mr. Views coming through saying great pod. We appreciate you, man. Shout out to Seize the Moment. Shout out to Visaya. Shout out to Slayer. Shout out to Dark Shadow. If I missed you, I'm sorry. Shout out to Karen over in Petty's chat chiming in. You know what I'm saying? You guys are all amazing. What is my number one advice for community leaders before you go? Have a fucking plan. If you don't know what you're doing, don't try and lead nobody, bro. Let that shit go. I know exactly what I want to do. That's why my Discord was shut down for so long, because I didn't know what I wanted to do with it. Find out what you want to do, and then figure it out. Then decide you want to be a community leader. Otherwise, you're useless to everybody, bro. You're useless. You know what I'm saying? You're useless to everybody. Real shit. Like, people can come to me at all times of the day, and people do, and ask me whatever. And they ask me, what can I help them with? What can I help them set up? What can, like, all day. And I love it, because that means I'm doing what I'm supposed to do. If you don't have a solid plan, please, I'm begging you, Do not try and lead no group of people, bro, because if you don't know what you're doing with yourself, it's not gonna work. Don't
That
lead
part.
nobody else. You know what I'm saying? Have a mission. Have a mission. You know what I'm saying? And if you don't know what your mission is, figure it out. You got time. You know what I'm saying? These people, if people feel the need to follow you, whether or not you have your mission, people are still gonna follow you. You know what I'm saying? Like, shout out to these three right here, because when my Discord was shut down, these were a few of the people who were still in the Discord. You know what I'm saying? Some of the people who were still rocking with me when I didn't know what was going on.
I didn't even know you had shut that bitch down. I ain't even gonna count to you. I was in there vibing everything.
Exactly.
Yeah, and it wasn't until like a month later you was like, "Yo, the Discord is shut down." I'm like,
Yeah.
What?
But that's what you're supposed to do. You know what I'm saying? Y'all was in here, they're still having a good time. You know what I'm saying? People who I felt were really integral to the mission, still having a good time. You know what I'm saying? That all that to say, you know what I'm saying? If you're a good leader, whether your mission is clear to you or not, people are still gonna follow you. But that doesn't mean that you should not have your mission clear for you and your people behind you. You know what I'm saying? To understand, make sure your mission is clear, for real. So, you know, I guess that's my only advice. You know.
Just do you. Live dream. Live, blah, 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 blah. Go big, go home. That's all I gotta say to you.
Go big or get the fuck out. You know?
Literally.
Go big or get the hell out. Real shit. Sometimes you gotta replan and rebuild. You really do. Because you just never know, bruh. You never know. You gotta figure that shit out. You never know what it's gonna be. If you let that, you fuck up the first time and you stumble, and you say, okay, I fucked up the mission the first time. All right, fuck it, I'm over it. Who's gonna wanna? You're gonna try and rebuild it 10 years later, or 3 years later, or however long later, and nobody's gonna follow you, bro, because you lost the mission. You lost it, and you gave up. Nobody's gonna fuck with that.
Like, had a hurdle.
Never
Like,
forget
I'm
it.
done. You didn't even hurdle. You was just like, fuck it.
You just say, I'm done. Nah. But shout out to everybody for coming through. Shout out to Petty Pistol Papa. Shout out to J Charm. Shout out to CSJ. You guys are all amazing. Shout out to everybody who came through the chat, man. It was another amazing episode. Episode 6 is down and done. Look for it on YouTube tomorrow. And look for us next week for another episode.